Welcome to another episode of the Superhero Homies podcast. My name is Caleb, and as always, this feels wrong as hell. We are here for the Throwback, and I am joined with some of the friends of all time. Here is the homie Oz.
Yo, what's going on?
This is actually his pick tonight, so you'll be hearing more from him in just a bit. We also have the homie Brendan.
Hey, yo.
I think he's a homie. Yeah?
I
think he has it back.
I think he got it back, but then lost it again, then got it back, and it's just
It's up to the committee. We still haven't heard back from the committee yet.
Perfect. And then we also, of course, have the anime weeb of all time.
Oh,
we have the homie Dylan here with us.
I'm not.
Yes, the specialist. So today we'll get right into it. This is part of the Throwback series, and this is the homie Oz's pick. Oz,
sir.
why don't you tell him what you picked?
I chose the 1990 classic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This movie holds a very special place in my heart, and so do the Ninja Turtles. So, I'm glad that we get to review this.
Well, it was definitely interesting. Let's get everybody's kind of overall thoughts on the movie, and we can start with you.
Yeah. As I said, the Ninja Turtles. I grew up, watching the cartoon, and then, if I'm not mistaken, this is the first movie I ever actually saw in theaters.
Wait.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
The first ever movie?
I might have seen it in theaters. I don't remember.
You've been like 2 years
Well,
old.
it was in the dollar theater by that point, so I was
Either
3,
way, that's still really cool.
Yeah. So
It came out in 90, right?
yeah.
So, I wasn't old enough.
Just to let you guys all know that back in the 90s, though, a movie could spend 6, 7, 8 months in the regular theater and then go to the dollar theater for a year, and then that shit would hit VHS over a year later.
See, I thought it took way longer to get movies out when I was younger. I thought it might have just been me not knowing what time was as a kid.
No. It used to take forever. It was 2 years, I think. So when the extended cut of Fellowship of the Ring hit DVD, that was right before Two Towers came out. So it took forever.
How long did it take Titanic to get out?
Titanic actually shipped on 2 VHSs because it was too long.
It is chunky.
It's
It was
4 hours
too
long.
long.
Yeah, but
I didn't see what you did there.
I don't think you meant it that way, but yeah, sure.
And you guys may also notice that Q is not here.
That is fair. Yeah, you is not here. It feels weird.
First time ever.
This is a momentous episode of Superhero Homies because this is the first episode ever that he has not been present. So we'll have to make it incredibly memorable.
It has to be of note.
It has to be of note.
Yes.
Also, someone make Junior calm down. He's wiggling real hard over there.
Junior can do as Junior wants. He
excited
has vodka in this bottle and tequila in the other.
That's dangerous.
It is. It is, but he lives on the edge. Brendan, what were your just kind of overall thoughts on the movie? By the way, full spoilers for this 1990 classic film.
35-year-old movie. I'm with Oz. This is one of my favorite movies that I've grew up watching. I wasn't old enough to see it in theaters, but I used to watch this on repeat. I've known it almost just as much as he does, verbatim every word. So I have almost, maybe not as much, but it's pretty close to one of my favorite movies of all time.
Okay.
Just one of those growing up movies that you just it's part of my childhood.
We said that about Transformers.
Oh yeah, it's
Dylan.
It's Transformers and then Ninja Turtles.
Okay, all right.
I mean, you did prompt that.
You did.
I did.
You should have let him go last.
All right, Dylan, what you got?
That's twice now I've been last.
No, I haven't gone. I'm last.
You don't count for this.
Oh, okay.
You are a host. You are the supreme.
No.
Yeah, I'm used to just being a co-host.
No opinion for you.
But I'm the world's
You have
greatest
to be
co-host.
unbiased.
But
I've
today,
heard that.
you're just the host.
Oh, yeah, I'm a level 1 host, so you guys just gonna have to deal.
But to answer it, so this one is also from my childhood, even though we have a bit of an age difference between you three and me.
Wow.
Shut up, old person.
Wow. This conflabbed.
But so I did not see this in theaters ever, shockingly. I always did like it, but much like how I said in the middle of this one, I apparently have mixed up scenes from the first and the second movie together, because I thought the barn scene was in the second one, not in this one. But I did always like this movie, and I do think it kind of held up.
I mean, clearly there are some things that they...
I'm not saying it's a masterpiece.
Oh, yeah,
still,
no.
But I enjoyed it just about as much this time as whenever I remember watching it.
Yeah.
I just realized this while you were talking. If you had worn purple, we would actually...
Oh, my God. Oh, my God, yeah.
We didn't
Some
coordinate
blue,
this at
red,
all.
orange, yeah.
This is the only orange shirt I own. And none of these are the right turtles, but, you know.
That's
it'll be
true,
all right.
that's
Here,
true.
If you hold the Dr. Pepper. There we
you
go.
Hey.
Boom, we did it. We did it.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor. Junior, you don't count. Sorry. You're a parody of a different hero. So I didn't love this. I did as a kid. It's definitely not even. I wouldn't put it in the same category as like the abominations that we have reviewed on here. It's nowhere near Cool World or the Star Wars Holiday Special. You know, he really does give himself the best shit. Like, these are the best headphones. This is the best microphone.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
This
Like,
motherfucker. Anyway.
Of course.
I'm sitting here and I'm like, man, I sound really good. And I was like, wait a minute.
I think you always
does
sound
it on
good.
purpose.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome.
Wow.
he's buttering up the new
Does that
host.
include
Yeah.
me?
What's that?
Does that include me?
Does he sound better in this one as well?
Yeah, you don't, but that's because I feel like you're actually enunciating. We'll see when you get tired.
Let's give it time.
Yeah, give it time. But no, a lot of it is the times, right? I mean, obviously, I have to look at this from a 1990 point of view, and in 1990, I thought it was awesome as a kid. Obviously, here, like as an adult, I don't enjoy the slapstick nature of a lot of it as much. I loved Splinter as much as I always have.
Yeah, still the
he was
best Splinter,
badass.
hands down, thematically.
Except his
period.
fingers.
I mean, when I was a kid, Leo was my favorite turtle, but I like Splinter more than all of them. I just always have. So,
I like Zordon better than all the Rangers.
no, Zordon doesn't do anything but sit in his giant fucking Bacta tank and talk to them. Except in the movie where he, like, temporarily breaks out and also...
No, it's broken. out.
He's broken out,
He
yeah.
looks like a space
And looks
judge.
like Anakin Skywalker. And then they, like, the charred version, and then they put him back. He looks like Anakin Skywalker and Uncle Fester had a butt sex baby.
Oh, my God.
I knew it was like something. I knew it
We're
was
off to a great start there.
Yeah. This movie, unlike most of the movies that we review lately, does not have a space-time butthole.
Correct.
It doesn't even have a space butthole or a time butthole. So it gets credit for that. Now the third movie has a time butthole.
It does have a mouth and butthole and a mouth.
We're skipping.
That's not how you say that.
We'll
skipping
get
around.
we'll get
Space
there.
butthole.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
But no.
I feel like that we will have to address the
Oh, you know we are.
the mouthception, if you will.
That's not what that word means.
You use that word, but it doesn't mean what you think it means.
But now it means when you put a thing inside of another thing.
I know, but it irks me every time.
It's like a KFC inside of a Taco Bell inside of a mall.
I'd still go there.
Inside of another Taco Bell.
It's a
That
big
sounds like a lot
Taco
of
Bell.
diarrhea.
That's a big ass fucking Taco Bell.
That's a lot of diarrhea.
Going through it here, like, I think the pacing in this movie was pretty good, though. Like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
like, I don't think there's, like, a low point in it. I think if you enjoy some of this movie, you'll pretty much enjoy it all.
It seems shorter every time, but as like because I know it so well.
I think for me, it seemed shorter this time because I wasn't always able to pay attention because we were too busy joking.
You're right.
But I mean, I knew what was happening the entire time. I just would miss a line here and there because we would be dying.
There was only one time that I really had to go to Oz and be like, explain this shit. And he was like, oh, they haven't yet? Because I knew that they did explain it, and I was just
Right.
like,
Yeah.
did I miss it?
Yeah, you were asking why Splinter was being held and not just straight out killed by Shredder.
Yeah, I was like, what does Shredder need him for? Does he, like, need a specific flavor of rat blood to open some ancient portal or something? I don't really
Then
know why
we would have our space butthole.
We would.
He doesn't mention turtle soup in this movie, does he?
Space-time rat butthole.
That's the second. That's in the second movie. Isn't it?
I think you're just doing that now because we didn't do it on the Batman Ninja episode.
That's true. So I give myself a single time throughout the year. Throwback doesn't count because we have a rotation to where I can get out of reviewing something. And I recently fortuitously used that on Batman Ninja 2 because I've seen the first one.
I thought you said you were busy.
Yeah, no.
You did say you were going to the store.
I was busy.
Which is very interesting because he had your car.
We have multiple vehicles. Yeah, I took the other one. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That's the story.
I'm pretty sure Kay told me you weren't actually that busy.
Well, I was busy not being here.
Damn.
I still think you probably used it on this when you should have used it on the other one, the 4-stick.
No, see, I've already seen that movie. I know how bad it is. I know that you two haven't seen it. And so I actually want to be there. I want you guys to understand because I recently ranked it as the worst superhero movie of all time.
Didn't we figure out I have seen it?
And Howard the Duck is not in that?
It wasn't on the list. So, because I don't think I've seen that.
It's probably worse than
then you should.
I also have not seen Howard the Duck.
Yeah. I think I have seen it when I was like way younger, which
seen
shouldn't be the case because there's duck titties in it.
Duck titties.
We already got Space Time Butthole and duck titties.
Yes,
But-
we hit our marks.
But apparently in Batman Ninja 2, there actually was a space or time butthole. Both. They call it a fissure.
Fissure.
And
Yeah,
you
they
guys-
call
See,
it a fissure.
that looked nothing like a butthole at all, though.
Yeah.
That's true.
Is that like the?
It actually looked like a weird parting
Yeah.
of the
Well,
clouds.
Had you been here for Transformers,
I don't know why I did.
Unicron 100% looked like a space
Why-
butthole.
You ruined that for me. I never. Y'all ruined that. God damn it!
You are very easily to have something ruined for.
I just never gave it thought that it was just a giant butthole. But
You need to spend more time on the internet.
I don't think I've ever heard any human being say that to another human being.
Which part? What I said?
Yeah.
Oh, I've said it before.
Someone who's 3?
I'm not sure.
Me?
Yeah,
Are you 3?
yeah, whoever is 3 is not registering, but I hear everyone fine.
Yeah, I hear everybody fighting too.
That's weird.
Yeah, 3's just not showing up at all.
I'm sure that's fine.
Everything's fine.
Yeah.
we'll show up later.
I am worried about it, but you know what? Maybe it's
You did
Yeah, I
say
can-
there's something about a short or something.
oh, there it goes. It popped up now.
Did it?
Oh, for a moment.
Hello, hello.
There.
Testing.
Well,
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
what have you done?
Oh,
You hit a button on the
You
front.
done fucked
Okay.
up now. Hey,
We're
wrong.
all right, folks. It'll be fine. There we go. Look
There
at
it
that.
is.
Look at that.
Yeah.
I am this kind of engineer. Fuck off.
So who is 3?
I don't know.
That's a good
It's
question.
irrelevant. Yeah, it's completely irrelevant. However, so here's the thing: it's like the other ones are jumping, so you'll hear them through the other mics.
No, I
Right.
was just curious. I'm just gonna watch it until I figure it out.
Is it me? I don't know.
Hey.
I come through all of them. My voice is very strong. All right, Oz, this is your movie, so why don't you take us through the opening here?
All right, so the opening. So we open up with the big view of New York City, and you hear this news report of thieving going on, and while it's on the TVs that are just kind of around the city, and then you start seeing someone get pickpocketed. And then people just start passing that wallet back and forth,
Which is way too much work for one wallet.
I agree, 100% agree. But at the same time, they're trying. I think they're
90s.
trying to show the efficiency of the network.
But it's not efficient.
Yes, in the 90s, this is what they had to work with, I suppose.
Well, when I was 3 years old or whatever,
Every time.
it was efficient to me.
Right? I thought it was cool.
He does it every time.
Just a lot of successful sleight of hand checks. But then you see this character that we later find out his name is Danny. He is the son of April O'Neil's boss. This
Oh, is that what he was?
random redheaded teenager.
Ginger.
He goes and leans next to a building with the wallet, and this strange
Armored hand.
gauntleted hand grabs it out from under his hand. He almost looks shocked though when it gets taken from him, and it's like, really?
I mean, he didn't look casual at all for the entire scene.
That's fair.
He's trying too hard.
Isn't only the first one a sleight of hand check? Wouldn't it be athletics checks for all the other ones after that?
Maybe dexterity checks to
Yeah, like,
pass it on in the crowd. It would not be a sleight of hand either way.
Yeah, because it's like the other person's like a willing participant.
In fact, I don't think, if it was up to me, I don't think I'd even make it be a roll. It's like, all right, cool, you just handed it off 12 times.
Well, so here's the thing. Like it would probably still be a sleight of hand check based off of people's perceptions. They're trying
to be a stealth check?
yeah.
So what exactly
I'd
are
do
they
it as a
handing
stealth
off?
check.
Like,
It's a wallet.
It was a wallet? Yeah.
It was a wallet,
It's
yeah.
just wallet.
But this is not a D&D podcast.
No, it's not.
Not presently.
But then we get into this scene where you actually see the reporter that they're talking about, April O'Neil. The reporter that is doing the news story, and she is leaving her work now, and then she gets jumped by more of these hoodlums that are not necessarily part of the Foot, but are working with them.
Foot's in training.
And then all of a sudden, a sigh goes into one of the lights, and everything goes black, and you hear a bunch of fighting and scuffling. And afterwards, all the bad guys are tied up, and the police have showed up, and April's like, what the fuck just happened?
Now, I will give this movie credit. It did not waste any time at the beginning.
No.
It really didn't.
They got right into the shit.
I mean, as it should.
I mean, you got to think, too, is like 2 hours is like the standard runtime now for a movie. But in the 90s, like, 90 minutes was like 2 hours was a long movie back then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was in and out.
We did have to joke about how so during that scene where April is looking around like, what the fuck just happened, and Raphael uses his other sigh to lift up the fucking manhole cover, and we're like, he is really lifting that up. Like, you can fully
this
see.
far up.
Yeah, it was a good,
Junior
5-6 inches.
Could have fit through that hole easy.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Could have just scooted on in.
Yeah. Yeah, the stealth check on that was he got a nat 20 because otherwise
Right.
they would have been like, why is that manhole cover? Oh god, there's a fucking giant turtle there.
But see, here's the
giant
thing.
something.
Would you think giant turtle initially when all you could really see was his eyes?
I still say that what I said whenever it first came on. If I was the cop and I saw that, no, I didn't.
Right? Yeah, like back in the day.
Like,
they
oh,
threw
would you
you
look
in
at that? No.
And what they called the loony bin for that kind of stuff.
Not to mention the paperwork.
Good old
See,
grippy
man.
sock vacation.
If I saw it today, I'd probably think old Greg Voldemort. Or Oldemort, if you will.
Oldemort.
Not the older Mort.
'Cause that's what he kind of looks like.
Oh my God.
Gregomort. Old Gregomort.
That name actually sounds not bad.
Yeah, I know. Coming to a D&D game near you.
Oh my God.
I hope not.
New D&D character.
Please no. Please no. Like, and I'm not going to use that shit.
I will.
You would.
But then we go, then we get into the Raph realizes he's not getting his sigh back because he would be noticed, and that was kind of their whole thing is they don't want to be seen. Master Splinter taught him that, so he's just like, he drops his first, cuss word in the movie. I always noticed this as a kid because like I said, I watched the cartoons, and so they didn't cuss in the cartoon, at least not that I remember. And so hearing Raph yell "damn" just kind of was like, whoa, hold the
You
fuck
didn't
up.
hear cuss words in kids' movies very often.
It was a big deal back then.
Oh, yeah.
This movie had the word damn in it.
And I think he does it at least 2 other times after this.
Yeah. It's like they were getting away with as much as they could get away with.
Right. Yeah, they were pushing that limit of,
Like
where
in
this
Transformers,
goes.
the guy's like, oh shit.
Yeah, yeah. So in I think it was like 2009, they actually made it where if your program was TV-14, you could get one F-bomb. Mm-hmm. And for the last 3 seasons of Suits, they put a fuck in every single episode. They were like, yes,
They had
we're
fucks
going
to
to do
give.
it. Yeah, they had fucks to give. They had one per episode. And they made sure that it was in there. Somebody drops an F-bomb in every single episode after they got the green light to do it.
You ever wonder if they, like, near the end of the episode, they were like, all right, do we forget to do anything? It's like, oh, we didn't put the fuck in there.
Yeah, we got to go back and erase that out.
We have to give a fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, who's in my office? Who's the fuck's in my office? There we go. Episode complete.
Episode complete. We've met our quota.
Gotta get it in there. Everybody gets one.
But yeah, so after Raph drops his damn bomb, I guess.
Bomb.
It doesn't sound as good.
It doesn't. It really
D-bomb.
doesn't. His D-bomb. That sounds bad.
worse.
That's what I call it.
We get the initial shot of the four turtles, and I still think their suits hold up for the most part. Like it definitely can tell it is a
Yeah.
It's definitely
a
Jim
suit.
Henson.
Yeah, it's definitely
Like,
a suit, but at the same
it has
time,
its own
it
charm.
does still look believable in my head for the most part.
I love the Splinter puppet.
Oh
suit
yeah,
or whatever it is. Is it a puppet? Or
I'm pretty sure it's a puppet for him because if you notice, he really doesn't do any actual
Doesn't move a
fighting.
lot.
He just moves a little
Like they just kind of like grab him, and move
with his
him.
hands.
Yeah.
I think the word would be animatronic.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah.
Well, in animatronics, I think it's like a.
You need to have mechanics
Yeah,
inside.
there'd be mechanics.
Yeah,
If it's a puppet, that's not an animatronic.
Hey, mechanics in the faces of the turtles.
Well, in the turtles, yes.
Yeah,
100%.
but I'm saying if he's a
talking about Splinter.
puppet, if there's a person operating him, he's not an animatronic.
Hey, no, they're still animatronics, but they're puppeteers.
Okay.
I think what he's
I
trying to
just
say
like-
is the face is animatronic, the hands were puppeted.
Oh, okay. Got it. That's fair. That makes sense.
Well, at the same time, I don't think that's actually true. I think maybe like it might have been just a full-on puppet.
You're saying someone had their hand way up his ass?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could believe it. There's
I'd
really good
also believe it.
puppeteers, like Jim
Like
Henson.
I guess that is something we could Google, but like at the same time, I never really thought about it until now.
I just wanted to say someone had their hand up Splinter's ass.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to take.
Maybe that was part of
We do
Shredder's
have the
plan, like down the road.
I hope not.
He was an authentic puppet.
Okay.
It was controlled by a trio of puppeteers. So,
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, no animatronics. He's a straight up puppet.
Yeah, that's the reason why we never really see him fight is because he's just a puppet.
Yeah, he was actually created at the Muppet Workshop.
That is dope.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, but like I said, like all of these, the puppets, the animatronics, the suits, I felt look really good still to this day because it's not
Jim Henson.
riddled with CGI and like especially back then. I don't think CGI was like as much of a thing, if not it was non-existent, wasn't it?
It existed, but it was bad.
Yeah.
Well, you got Jurassic Park, like '93, right?
Yeah.
And that was really
Even
good.
then.
It still holds up to this day.
It was around then, yeah. Well, yeah. There's very little CG.
I was like, in Jurassic Park, they mostly
They
did
used
not have
puppets.
CG.
Yeah, it was massive.
Well,
animatron-
actually, they use animatronics, but there is when this T-Rex is chasing them in the Jeep, that's CGI.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
You can kind of tell.
That T-Rex is the reason that Kathleen Kennedy still has a job. Unfortunately, I kind of wish we didn't have it. To be honest, literally all that she did. This is her one actual contribution to cinema. Is she walked? So they were going to use an actual like animatronic model. They had like some kind of something or another that they were going to make up, kind of a like a bigature, if you will, like a practical effect where they were going to kind of use distance to make the thing look big. And these guys that at Industrial Light and Magic actually had the CGI workup on a little monitor in there. And so she walked in on those guys working, and she goes, "Hey, this looks better than what they're planning to use." And that's her contribution
So
to
she
cinema.
lucked her way in.
Yes.
Damn.
And now she's been the president of Lucasfilm for like 10 fucking years.
Shit, they could
That makes me sad.
Yeah. That she just like took credit for some people's work, basically.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
par for the course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Jurassic Park, it all still looks really good today. Well, the other thing about this is like CGI did exist, but you also have to remember that for this movie, it would have been impossible for them to use a blue or a green screen.
Oh,
Because
that's
they-
fair. Because
I was like, wait for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. That is fair.
a blue
Yeah.
You're with me.
For about half a second, I was a quarter of the delay for them.
Yeah.
I was like, wait,
Oh yeah, yeah. They would have been just non-existent.
And
They'd have been
then-
John Cena.
And Leo's mask wouldn't have.
Right.
Worked
Yeah.
out well,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. The reason that they use a green
Johnson.
screen is because there's not really a human skin pigment that has green in it.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah.
Except old Greg.
Except for old Craig.
I don't think old Greg's human.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think he's human.
His downstairs mix up.
I mean, they got him in the Brave New World, so
But to get us back on to the movie, I suppose.
Swerve us back over.
I've just been watching this happen.
So, like I said, we get to see the initial the look of the turtles. They all look really good, and then they're just showing their personalities quite a bit. And of course, Raph is brooding, taking up the rear about losing his sai.
Well, he doesn't want to get in trouble. He doesn't want Rat Daddy to tell him he did wrong.
I mean,
Rat Daddy.
Radimus Prime.
Radimus.
You're welcome, Ace.
It just brought up the hot Rodimus Prime.
Yeah. Radimus. Hot Rodimus Prime.
Oh my god.
Best porn name ever.
But as they're walking through the sewers, they actually get to their little home in the sewers. Oh my god.
Little home. That place is massive.
It really is. I will say, like, in all the movies, like, and I think even in the cartoon, like, they're fucking, they have some decent shit down there, man.
I'm gonna tell you right now, the rent on that place in New York today is probably like $4,000.
Yeah.
And apparently they are getting money. Someone's paying them for something.
They're probably just stealing.
I feel like they're probably not doing that. I mean, they could be, every time like a wallet gets returned, they're just like tax,
Yeah. That's
Or
technically still
just
theft.
like lost.
Every superhero has to have their niche.
That's true.
That they are in a storm drain. Like, I'm sure a fair bit of money just gets washed in there.
Yeah.
They just have like a little cash.
Back in
set
those
up
days
in the water.
when, cash was very prevalent.
Yeah. I don't know, but $10 in the 90s was a lot of money.
When did
You're
eBay
right.
start?
eBay didn't exist in the early 90s.
I thought it was
not
in the
1990. No, dog.
I mean, I'm older than Google, so.
Yeah.
That's true.
But so they finally get to their homestead, and Splinter's there waiting for them and ask them the typical questions. What are you seeing? Leo's all excited about their first like successful mission, I
He
guess.
almost curses.
95, by the way.
Okay.
For eBay.
And like you can tell Leo's got to like center himself a little bit because he's like so excited and pumped, but then he's like,
You gotta be Leo, gotta be strong,
got to be the compassionate
gotta be
leader.
responsible.
Why are you making fun of that?
These motherfuckers.
Whoa, hold up. I'm actually showing him respect.
Not you, him.
Yeah. Like he said, like, don't get me wrong, Leo is my least favorite Ninja Turtle. However,
Wondering how
I
long
love
it would
all
take.
4 of them.
27 minutes.
This is way longer than you thought.
Yes.
I figured we'd build up to it.
Yeah.
You didn't
Get
still. Proceed.
Proceed. I appreciate all 4 turtles. I will they are like amongst some of my one of my highest fandoms, but Leo is my least favorite.
They are 4 of the turtles of all time.
Yeah, there you go. But one stands above the rest.
Are you saying that because they have a time movie?
Yeah, was there a turtle in Land Before Time, or am I just imagining that? Was that?
You're imagining. I think
There was an Ankylosaurus.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's that's a proto turtle,
Proto turtle. That should not have made me genuinely laugh.
I wasn't gonna laugh until you started laughing about it.
I'm pretty sure everybody else is laughing at my reaction to it.
Well, yeah, that's not
Motherfucking star leaves.
motherfucking star. Tree stars.
Tree stars.
No, don't mention it. I'll start crying. Don't mention the tree star.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, anyway, some
Anyway,
deep-seated repression.
I'm gonna talk about it.
And okay, so it's at this point that a random dance number breaks out.
It does. Like, I think they're trying to do this weird little meditation that Splinter's about to, help them reflect on their mission. And all of a sudden, what is it, tequila that starts playing?
No, I don't think it's tequila.
Yeah, it's
No,
tequila.
it is.
Yeah,
Yes, okay.
that's the first time I ever heard that song too.
Yeah, as a kid,
Dun,
me too.
dun, dun,
It's
dun,
a
dun,
weird
dun,
one
dun.
to have him.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And
I
so
don't,
hear
I don't
that
think they
song.
ever actually get to the.
They don't get to the tequila part, but
Is it a
it
copyright?
is
You think
played.
it's a copyright issue?
No, it's a fucking alcohol in a children's movie.
it's a-
Dude, there's an 8-year-old smoking a fucking stove.
just gonna
That's true. That's true.
Puffing away on that damn thing.
But while they're doing this weird little dance number, because Mikey's got to be the party dude, Raph gets all pissed off. Well, no, he needs time to clear his head, so he throws on a massive overcoat and a fedora, and goes and watches Critters.
the most
he does.
ridiculous costume ever.
Yeah.
However, Ben Grimm also seems to pull it off, so I can't be too angry.
I wonder who did it first. Was it Ben Grimm?
It's got to have been Ben Grimm.
Who wore it best?
Since like this whole thing is a ripoff of Daredevil.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's a fair point.
Google that if you don't. We're not going to go into that here.
I'm actually surprised you don't want to go into that.
say,
We've already gone into
well
it
known.
on a previous episode.
Fair enough.
So I don't want to retread old ground. We have so much to talk about.
We do. So Raph goes and sees Critters.
Yep.
What?
I broke Dylan. It's
Oh God!
I got side-eyed at the right moment. It just got me. He's getting better at it. I don't like it.
We haven't seen each other in like a week, so
It's been like 2.
yeah, that's not common, folks.
Yeah, we normally like every 2 weeks on the dot at least.
Yeah, but usually it's every week.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's been a minute.
So as Raph comes out, he's kind of critical. He's criticizing the movie,
Raffing it up.
raffing it up very much so. And he sees this purse snatcher, these 2 purse snatchers steal this old lady's wallet. He trips them, gives it back, and chases them down. Well, before he could chase them fully down, these 2 purse snatchers run into a very iconic character from the comics as well as the cartoon, Casey Jones.
What do you guys think about Casey Jones here?
This is my quintessential Casey Jones for me. Like,
I mean, this is the first Casey Jones I'd seen.
I mean, that's probably why.
It was the first Casey Jones I saw as well. I thought Stephen Amell did a decent job.
He's all right. He was serviceable. He's definitely a lot better than Megan Fox.
Did you say he definitely was not better than?
No, he was better.
Oh, okay.
I think he mumbled it, but he did a lot better.
He did say to wait, and it would be coming along. So yeah, yeah. I
Kind
mean,
of missing some sleep here. So.
yeah. I mean, same. We found out, that Michael Bay had been fucking her anyway. I think everybody already collectively knew that.
Yeah, that's fair.
After they done made up.
Yeah, I mean, it's the thumbs, bro. They're horrible.
Oh my God!
God.
Can you
Like,
just
She can't act, man. I don't mean
that
to
and Jessica
I've never-
Biel's arms?
Listen, man.
What's going on with her arm?
Like
We do not have to go into this.
What?
But them
No,
thumbs-
he
no.
has this weird thing where
No,
like
no.
he can't look at her arms or her thumbs.
No, dog. Okay, these are 2 different categories. I don't personally like the tone of Jessica Biel's arms. I don't prefer them. Not a problem for anyone else. However,
The tone?
Megan Fox's thumbs are a grotesque abomination.
These are very specific complaints.
They are
Like,
in 2 different. They are 2
extremely
completely
specific.
different categories. Okay,
But ultimately, they're kind of still in the
So
same
you
one.
don't like the
one
the
of them is a
color?
personal preference. The other is a stain on humanity.
That just seems like the level of
offensive.
offense that you take to it. That's all that's like to me.
God damn.
Yeah, but the Megan Fox thumb thing is like a problem for like the human race. That's a fucking 7 billion person problem.
I've really never given much thought about her thumbs or
Yeah.
bro.
All right, don't.
I've heard
worry.
you mention them before.
Don't
Now that I
worry,
remember.
I'm on it. Okay.
And then
How long is it
Beal's
going to take you to type
arms?
this in?
Yeah, look, man, it's been a lot. Okay, look at her fucking gross ass thumb.
I mean, it
It's
does
a-
look like a toe.
That's a toe sewed onto a human hand.
Okay.
yeah,
Maybe she had like
she probably had
like-
some kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta have like something going on. I mean, she done fucked up herself now, but
They're gross, dog.
I mean, the thumbs up.
they are like not natural looking, but like
Anyway, we're gonna get
They do
off
look
of
like-
Megan Fox's thumbs and get back to the Ninja Turtles.
It's more terrifying than the face inside the. Anyway,
He did
proceed.
segue it back,
I did. I brought it back.
You did.
and I did not make him.
But yeah, so I guess to give my thoughts on Casey though is that I like the fact that they stuck to his look from the cartoon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I was like
Doesn't he
especially-
normally always have the same general look of the hockey mask? And the,
typically, yeah, but like if you notice, that is not a normal hockey mask. Like that is definitely a custom made, some sort of almost not. It almost doesn't even look like a hockey mask.
like one of the members of Slipknot has a mask
Very similar to that. Yeah,
that's
you're right.
Modeled after the Casey Jones hockey mask.
Oh, I didn't know it was actually modeled after.
Yeah.
I knew it looked similar, but
yeah, it's
okay,
supposed to.
It's got to be, yeah, for sure.
dope. But yeah, like, and then of course, him and his hockey stick and his two baseball bats, like classic Casey stuff, and
Cricket bat.
yeah, can't forget the cricket bat.
I was just gonna call it
That
that.
would-
Even though you have to know what a crumpet is to understand cricket.
That's true.
What? I'm afraid. That
Quote from the movie.
It's a
Quote
quote
from
from
the
Oh,
movie.
okay, gotcha.
I knew it. I just sighed.
I don't think I ever thought that was funny when I was a kid because I didn't get it.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Like, cause I was like, I don't. What the fuck
It's
is a
an
crumpet?
English joke.
And now that I'm an adult and I do get it, I know it's not funny.
But Casey beats up on the purse snatchers, and then Raph actually shows up, and they get away because they're distracted, being the two anti-hero-esque tropes.
I'll be honest, like this scene isn't great. Like
It's
the
not.
choreography's not great. However, damn near every movie of this kind has used the format ever since then, where you have like multiple heroes or anti-heroes or whatever in the same story. There's always that moment where they meet, initially think each other are like bad, have a fight, and then they're chill after that. Like that happens all the time.
Well, so like, I don't feel like that's the 100% the vibe they're going for here. Like, I mean, clearly Casey wanted to stop those dudes, but at the same time, Raph was like, "No, you're not going to do it that way," and that's where they're butting heads. So like it's still the good guy versus good guy, but at the same time,
I mean,
I felt like honestly, if
Was
Raph
Raph
really
gonna kill him?
wanted to actually fight Casey, he'd kick his ass. I think he would.
Oh yeah, probably.
But see, like that's the thing. Raph is playing with him at this point, and it isn't until Casey pulls out a
Take him
superpower.
serious.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, the fucking
Like-
the upper
The
hip
uppercut.
of Fly.
The
Yeah.
90s uppercut.
Well, no, it's not even an uppercut. He hits him with a cricket bat, and like he goes flying through the fucking air, which is so ridiculous. And even Q was like,
And lands perfectly in the
Like,
trash can.
you know
That's
how
not
much
even the part we
force
care
you
about.
have to hit somebody with a cricket bat to knock them in through the air, especially a fucking mutated teenage turtle.
I'm sure the Europeans have figured it out
That's fair. That's fair.
to the exact velocity.
Also, I never really thought about this. Those turtles have got to weigh a lot,
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
like their shells,
like
easily.
500 pounds.
Yeah,
Yeah,
easily.
they chonk.
And not to mention, they eat a fuck ton of pizza.
The elevator scene in the Michael Bay one is like way different now, because there's probably like 1,000 pounds of fucking turtle.
Oh, they wouldn't even ride in the elevator.
yeah.
No, they would not. That's a good
Well,
question.
I mean, I've seen
That's a good point,
elevators
bro.
at 2,500 pounds.
Yeah,
certified.
yeah.
But at the same, I don't want to talk about that movie at all.
It's a great movie.
It's
that
not a
scene
bad
is amazing
movie.
too.
No, it's not.
That's the best scene in the
You
movie.
got to at least like that scene.
Like, it's funny.
Well, I mean, that's more than I can say for this movie. But anyway,
Oh, don't you dare!
damn.
Don't you
How
dare!
you?
Damn!
This guy.
You know what?
What blasphemy.
You know what? I might have to take over as host.
hey, I'm just saying, man. Like,
Unbelievable.
it was funny to me in '92
So-
or whatever. I just don't.
So that says it, right? That, like, it got ruined, right?
What?
He said that earlier.
Oh, it did get. I didn't hear.
Well, it might not have been on record, but
What are we talking about?
That
that
your,
it didn't hold up.
Your memories didn't.
No, I didn't think it held up, but I didn't think it was going to. So
Oh, that's.
Yeah, he went in this with a very pessimistic mindset.
I wouldn't say that. I just would say that I looked at it through the way that I look at everything.
Which is very pessimistic.
No, not at all. I recently on this very podcast gave out my first 10.
Out of how many years?
That's not important. 4-ish.
You gotta enjoy. Like,
I don't
let
mean
yourself-
to
the
assist the peanut gallery, but I had to throw him something there.
I understand. I understand. Hey, I have a critical mind.
You
That's
gotta let yourself feel the whimsy.
I don't like the way he said that.
Yeah, I don't like the way he said it either.
Honestly,
like
you're not helping us. Stop talking.
There's only.
I didn't like that either, to be honest.
I can't really turn my critic brain off, and when I'm doing something for the podcast, I'm definitely not trying to. So
Yeah, that's
That's
fair.
valid. It's valid. And we even set up the scene properly. We even had pizza.
we did.
We did.
We had pizza, and it was quite good actually. And it was cheaper than their 1990 pizza.
It was.
That's fair.
Not in total, but yeah.
Yeah, but they paid $13. Well, they had
10.
only paid $10, but it was a $13 for one Domino's pizza.
Because wise men say forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for late pizza.
That's true.
Yeah, which is definitely like the best quote from the movie.
100%. Like, I quote that to this day.
Yeah, he does.
I have never heard him quote that.
Oh, really?
I wonder how many pizza guys have heard that.
I feel like the number
Especially
of them
in the
have
90s.
decreased.
Well, see, also at the same time, like they stopped doing the whole
30
on time delivery thing.
No, they stopped giving a fuck.
Like, they don't do that anymore. So
When I was a kid, I remember the 30 minutes or whatever.
30 minutes or less, yeah.
But yeah, none of them do that anymore because most of them take 2 hours now. Or whatever.
Yeah, because they physically can't do it.
Yeah.
So where were we?
We derailed the shit out of
We just did the Casey Jones
Casey Jones
Yep.
fight.
Raph fight, which I mean they used this formula in the fucking Avengers, like
They did very much the God. They did.
the
Yeah.
Cap, Iron Man, and Thor fight.
Yeah, that was 100%. Yeah.
That's what this is.
Yeah.
Same beat.
Casey Jones, after knocking the shit out of Raph, sends him into a trash can, and Casey runs off saying, "I got work to do." And Raph tries to chase him down, but apparently can't run that fast.
Well, he also gets hit by a car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does get hit
He
by-
rolls over a
He
car.
rolls over a taxi, which is
You're still getting hit by a taxi.
but in Hollywood, you can roll over a taxi as like a free action.
That's true.
That's true. Yeah.
But he also had to get out of his green skin and go into the back of the taxi.
Oh yeah. So a little fun fact: the passenger in the taxi that's like, "What the heck was that?" is actually the guy who plays the voice for Raph.
So are the voices and the body
So
actors
there
the
are
same?
actual people who know how to fight in the suits,
Yeah.
and then there are people who do the voices for the turtles.
Okay.
Could I get you to do that line one more time?
What's that? What the heck was that?
He actually did it better this time.
Yeah, I agree.
Was it bad?
The first one was a little rough.
My bad.
It was like, that was an interesting accent there.
I mean, but then Raph finally gives up on this, yelling his third damn of the movie.
Wow, they
one.
popped him in early.
They really did. They knocked him out pretty good.
I guarantee you guys, in the 90s, back when this was in the theaters, there were families that got up and walked out.
Oh, yeah.
When they heard, especially when Raph yells "damn"
pearls.
to the point where you can hear it through the city. Yeah, 100%.
I think the last time that I experienced something like that was 2005-ish, maybe 2004, Batman Begins. Because you got to remember, the last Batman movie that had come out was Batman and Robin.
Oh, yeah.
And then you go forward and Batman Begins comes out, and in the very beginning of the movie, he's cracking shoulders and breaking kneecaps and
Oh, I
shit.
thought you were
true,
saying
yeah.
he started.
And
cussing a lot and shit.
I legit went to go see that and like had people get up and walk out during that scene because
Really?
it was like too violent or whatever. Yeah.
Damn.
But
That's
now I don't think I've ever. It's been a while
I'm
since
saying,
I've
look
seen
at
It's
society
been a
now.
while.
the pearl clutching.
Ooh.
It's like they can go on YouTube
My
and see shit
heavens.
100 times worse than this. Like right now.
No.
I mean, look at Deadpool. Like,
Yeah, right?
Like that's a family movie. And then,
It was rated R.
yeah, it's rated R, but like
But we took our family.
no one everybody's seen that movie.
because you have a cool family.
We do have a cool family.
Well, I don't think we took. You didn't take Kira to that, right?
Yes.
Did we?
I remember.
So yeah, Raph finally gets back to the sewer, and Splinter's waiting for him, like the worried dad, lights the little candle with his weird fingers.
Those fucking fingers, man. The one part of him I don't like.
And they have this really heartfelt conversation about Raph's anger and how like he doesn't want him to, implode upon himself and don't forget your brothers and I are here for you, that type of thing. And you actually get to see some like non-anger emotion out of Raph. Like you do see a small tear.
It was a very touching moment until I saw his hand again.
Yeah.
As it's just
And then he does the same thing in April.
Oh crap! Now my brain's. So where do we go from
This
there?
is where we go to. Is this the foot attacking April? Right.
I think so.
Yeah. So like there was so April does this whole news report about her attack, and then Shredder is apparently watching, and this crappy CGI scene where he throws a dagger at a TV and it doesn't even look like it breaks.
Well, yeah, it wouldn't work after that.
Right? Yeah, it wouldn't work at all. He says find her and silence her, and so she's leaving the courthouse, that sort of thing, and then like in the subway, a dozen foot just show up.
Mark Grayson's.
That's a lot of feet.
You're right.
Human centipede.
And Raph just happened to be, like he was tailing her so he could get his sai back because April has his sai. And he stops the foot as she gets knocked out, and he takes her to their house. Well, their sewer.
Their sewer
home.
pad. Their turtle cave.
Layer.
Turtle layer, yeah.
I think that's the official name of it. It's a turtle layer.
Turtle layer is one word.
Turtle layer.
Turtle layer.
Turtle layer.
Turtle layer sounds like a fucking instrument.
It's my dude.
A little bit.
The bard took out his turtle layer.
Yeah.
But this is where April meets the Turtles and Splinter. She freaks the fuck out. Like, I believe, Dylan,
Yeah.
you even said this. It was like, that is a good, genuine reaction to seeing 4 humanoid turtles and a talking rat.
Yeah, freaking the fuck out.
Yeah.
And then they all start screaming
Yeah,
except for Splinter. Who's like, please stop yelling. In my
He does.
fucking house.
The facial features on that puppet is great because he's really just like, fuck.
It's like, shut up.
It's like, please.
Well, I mean,
If you yell
it's
in my
perfect,
house
'cause he-
again, I will kill you all.
he has to be stoic, so it's perfect. It works out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they do this whole explaining, of how the Turtles became to be. And this great little flashback montage thing.
Oh
You
my!
mean, you mean the
that
best?
does not hold up well
mean the best
whatsoever.
part? Movie?
Perfectly.
No, it doesn't.
This
It's the best scene.
It was bad in 90. It's bad today.
It was bad in 90 and it was bad now. I will give it, like, it is bad.
It's the
I will
greatest.
agree that even younger me was like, what?
The claymation turtles and all that shit. Just,
Stop motion, yeah.
Yeah, it was really bad. So, like, you get this, the whole explanation of the Turtles and how, like, Splinter found them in a sewer drain next to a broken canister. Later,
Oh, sorry, that was the second one.
the second one just tells you where that ooze came from, but...
Mutagen.
I always hated the term stop motion because it's an oxymoron.
It is.
All film is stop motion because it's all a series of pictures.
I mean, not really any more
Not digitally.
necessarily.
Is it?
Technically, it kind
Well,
of
I mean,
sort
digital
of
picture.
it still has a frame rate.
Yeah, because
Frame
it's
rate
each
shows
frames.
frames,
but-
so it's like your eye can't tell the difference between the not movement.
Mine can, but that's a different story.
Yeah.
Don't get me into the technical aspects of film. We'll be here forever.
Right? Yeah, so we get this whole montage of how the Turtles became who they are and how they got their names. And, of course, they did the typical 90s, thing where they pan to each turtle as he's giving them names.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's very cheesy, but also this is what this movie's all about. April finally kind of comes to grips with the fact that she's probably gone insane.
She's like, well,
Took her a while.
It took
if
her.
I'm fucking nuts. It could be worse than this.
So it's sort of accepted it.
So then afterwards, the Turtles escort her through the sewers to her apartment, which is above a old antique store that is revealed that used to be her dad's.
Oh, I forgot about that.
What was it called? Second Chance?
Second time around.
Second time around, which Dylan definitely
great-
agreed. It's a great antique name.
Yeah.
An antique store name. So they take her home, like, and she offers them pizza and all that stuff, and so like they have a few moments, and then they get back because Leo's the buzzkill. It's like Splinter's expecting us.
Yeah, Leo's not the buzzkill; he's the leader.
The buzzkill keeps them on task. Like,
Right? Yeah. How dare? How dare he be the one who keeps the team organized and on mission?
I will. You know what? I'll say this. I do want to say that when I was younger, I think he might have been my favorite.
I
Yeah,
mean, don't get me wrong. He has his value 100%, and definitely as I've gotten older, I've grown to appreciate him more. But when I was a kid, I was just he's just kind of annoying. He's like a parent. And I didn't want him to be.
Teacher's pet.
Yeah, he's the teacher's pet. Yeah.
I mean, I especially loved in the cartoon. He always was the one who was getting them out of the shit situations.
Now, initially, younger me just thought two swords was cool as fuck.
I mean, true.
I mean, dope.
He does have the best weapons.
I actually liked Donatello because
You're wrong, but okay.
I've always been into staff people, people that have staff. So,
Which ones are your favorite weapons?
go ahead and make a big old dick
Do you
joke
really have to ask that question?
with your girthy microphone.
The one that takes the most focus to use?
The bow staff?
No. Anyway,
Are you talking about the
Did that hurt you?
defensive
a
weapons?
little bit. A little bit.
Or do you feel proud about you taking that moment?
You all right? You good over there? Did it work out the way you planned?
See what happens when you talk to me?
Did you get the XP for that quest?
Not at all. Anyway.
I think I took away XP.
This is where we get the scream. When you go back to the lair.
Wrong!
Oh, yeah. So
No, that's this button.
Yeah. So the turtles get back to the lair and find out it's been ransacked because apparently one of the foot followed Raph into the sewer, and they kidnap Splinter.
I am kind of curious how many they brought to do that.
Because honestly, all right, so if it was comic and cartoon Splinter, 100% it would have took at least 24 of them bitches to do it.
They had to have brought the main dude as well.
And
Tatsu,
half of them would have probably not left.
There would have been a couple.
They would have
bodies.
dragged them.
Oh
But they would not have left the building.
No, yeah, Splinter would have kicked their ass. And of course, like you said, we get the Raphael,
Well, they were acting like he was dead.
yeah, honestly, as a kid, I thought that. As a kid, I thought that originally.
I mean, why would you not think he'd be dead?
Right? Yeah.
Well, I thought maybe I was missing something as a kid, and maybe he was in that rubble and just laying down, and I couldn't make out that he was actually there, laying dead.
No, I had the same thoughts. Yeah, and then later you realize that Shredder just has this, Splinter up on a fucking, a chain link fence.
I didn't love this at all. I thought the scream was even for the silliness of the movie, the tone of the movie. I still thought the scream was just bad because they didn't really put any pain in the scream. It just kind of sounded like a angry yell, kind of.
I definitely agree. They should have had a little more a little more build up to the scream rather than him just going. And the camera views, they spun around him.
Spin, yeah.
That was why? That is definitely the critic in me now. But
90s.
Shut up.
That
can't be the excuse for everything.
Yes, it can.
Yeah, I want to edit in a Darth Vader. No.
A fucking trio song thing going on there for a second.
No.
Look, we're not summoning the dark crystals, okay? Calm down.
But the turtles afterwards go back to April because that's
The only other place they know.
the only other place they know, and also they need an adult. They're
they
children.
are 15.
Yeah, they're 15, and so they went to the adult they knew.
What's the dude that's there? Charles?
Oh yeah, we did kind of forget about Charles, didn't we?
Well, I mean, Charles kind of
Who the fuck is Charles?
is exactly.
Every time I see
He's
him, I
with
want
us
to
the
punch
whole
him.
time. Yeah.
So Charles is April's
bald guy?
boss.
The bald guy.
Yeah, the one
Okay.
that's Danny's dad.
Dad.
And
He has the reverse Paul Heyman haircut.
he has the skullet, but without the mullet part.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's-
Heyman's got the pieces that he's missing.
That's fair. But
Very specific.
yeah, so the turtles stay over at April's, and how they're woken up is Charles is coming over to tell April that she should not come to work anymore, or at least for the time being, because of how much heat she's getting from this story. And as she's telling them to hide, they're already gone.
I will say, I did love this scene.
Oh yeah, 100%. It actually added that level of that playfulness, but also they're still ninjas.
Yeah.
Mutants.
Yeah, like she turns around and then they're gone, and then I love how you as Danny and Charles are walking through, they'll see Michelangelo under a table. He turns around through a mirror and then turns around and looks at the table and he's not there. There's
creepy ass
creepy ass panda.
Honestly, if I was a kid or now, and I'm walking around in a house and I see in a mirror some fucking mutant human animal thing, I would freak out a lot more than that kid does.
Well, when he turned, it wasn't there, so maybe he just...
That's worse.
You gotta think about all the drugs that they have at that fucking Haven place that he hangs out at.
That's true.
They had cigarettes and so...
They were packing something, bro. They were
either
smuggling
way,
some shit.
I would not be nearly that calm.
Yeah.
Well, also you got to think about that at this point. Danny has gone to this, which we did kind of gloss over, the secret underground '90s kid casino.
8-year-old smoking
that has an indoor
90s.
skate park that was very dangerous.
This is every '90s kid's dream place to hang out.
That is true. They had arcade games, gambling.
There's not any age where I would have wanted to hang out there.
But also, that's just you.
Oh, okay.
If it didn't have the people that are in there, I'd love to go see it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. If I had brought my friends to that, and it's just me and my friends, 100%.
And then we hurt each of ourselves on that fucking ramp.
Oh yeah, 100%. No. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I would have definitely been bullied there.
But you got to think though, Danny.
Today.
He saw these turtles out of the corner of his eye or whatever. But he's literally been working for a ancient Japanese crime syndicate, essentially.
You keep talking about this Danny kid. His name is Sid.
His name is Sid.
On his shirt.
It does say on his shirt.
So
It's ID.
my retort to that, though, not that his name is Sid. My retort to that is, yes, he worked for this ancient dude, but he's still a fucking dude.
Yeah.
I mean, true.
He didn't see any other mutants before this, and the kid's just like, oh man, what's that over there? Oh, it's gone? I guess it's fine.
Look, man.
Maybe I'm just seeing shit from the crack I smoked last night.
I don't want to get in on the
my
Brendan, because he's Batman trained. But, it was the 90s. And in the 90s, Sting would just bust into your house
And just beat the shit out of you. So
I
thought that was the early 2000s.
No, dog.
No, that was 90s,
90s for sure.
Oh,
and what
God.
was that, like a Sprite commercial?
Yeah, it was like a Coke commercial, Sprite commercial.
Yeah, so, over a soft drink, Sting would just bust in your house and beat the shit out of you. So, I'll be honest.
And your parents would be like,
I'll give it
along.
Yeah,
and
it's
cheer
the
him on.
90s.
Yeah.
You got him, boy.
So, I can see how
son.
it wouldn't be that crazy.
You got this.
We're just made different.
He probably was just happy it wasn't Sting. He was like, oh, fuck, is that Sting? Oh, no, it's just a mutant turtle.
No, it's a mutant turtle.
Oh god.
It's just a creepy panda.
That was a creepy ass panda, though.
It was like the original Sonic of pandas. Like from the
Oh,
movie.
yeah. Thought of the fast food place.
They never
So-
served panda there that I know of.
So
Fast food.
So is this what happens when Ace isn't here?
yeah, this is exactly what happens when it's That's true.
I feel
It depends
like
on
it's
the
slightly
mood.
worse.
Well, yeah, because we don't have him to actually rein us in.
So the plot.
So the plot.
The plot's
Don't act like he's innocent.
Not the plot.
That man ain't innocent. And sometimes he starts that shit. Don't let him fool you. I've seen that shit. I've listened to that shit.
So
I've laughed too hard.
at this point, we get another scene where April goes to work and talks about more of her attack, and then Sid.
That's right.
Get it straight.
Uses government name.
Is literally watching. This is the first appearance of the Shredder. So he's down in his little 90s kid casino skate park, and this gong goes off, and we see all the teenagers that are in the casino, plus all the foot soldiers, are gathered around this big, open courtyard thing, and you get the visual of Shredder. So what do we feel about Shredder's
I always
look
thought
here?
that was
Aura. We feel aura.
okay. I always thought that was more of like a Coliseum style.
Yeah, Coliseum. There we go. Yeah.
So when I was a kid, I remember this vividly, that I used to think that it was kind of like a Candyman thing. Like if you rang a gong, Shredder could show up. So
When they do that 3 times in the bathroom in the dark.
when they do it in Indiana Jones, I was like, no.
I mean, everything was like that in the 90s.
Yeah.
Oh my, that's adorable.
That's great though.
Shredder's gonna come!
I mean, it wasn't a huge problem because, you don't really see fucking
Yeah,
gongs everywhere. But,
No, you don't.
So what happens when Sting shows up? Like, what do you gotta do for Sting to show
You
up?
just gotta get a fucking Sprite or whatever the fuck it was
So,
and chuck that
it,
shit
huh?
Uh,
real quick.
Goddamn.
This probably can't help you.
maybe if you get rid of it fast enough. I had a similar thing with. Did you ever see the Tooth Fairy movie, the horror one?
I thought you were gonna talk
Darkness
about the Rock
Falls?
one.
Darkness Falls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one messed with me. I watched that way too young. So anytime I'd turn the lights off, I'd close my eyes as I'm like scrambling towards the fucking bed.
Yeah, so for me it was if you rang a gong, you could summon Shredder, and then also the quicksand. The quicksand was a big deal.
Oh yeah.
I think that's
yeah.
everybody of our rough generations just really thought quicksand was gonna be more of a problem.
Artax, man, rest in peace, Artax. He comes back to life at the end of the movie.
I don't care. It's still traumatizing.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying.
And whoever cosplayed that scene, like, we keep seeing that cosplay.
It's a great
It's
icon.
fucking great.
cosplay.
It's
It's an
fucking
amazing
great.
cosplay.
Fuck that guy.
So my impression of Shredder here, like he's definitely an imposing figure. Like
I
you
forgot
just
he
see
asked
that.
that.
You see this, like it's this caped figure with like the iconic helmet, just kind of like Darth Vadering this fucking hallway, and then you actually see his henchman rolling back his cloak over his shoulder pieces, his pauldrons, which are fucking basically Batman's gauntlets on his shoulders,
I mean, that's right.
and then he actually has Batman's gauntlets as well.
Shredder.
When I was a kid, I was just like, oh my God, there's so many ways he can cut you. But like now I'm just like, how does he sit in his computer chair?
That's a very valid point. Like how does he do anything? That's probably why he had someone roll his cloak off of him, because like he couldn't do it himself without slicing his hands off.
Why did he have him over the pauldrons to begin with?
90s.
Because
Clearly you've never worn armor or a cloak.
yeah, also he had it over the pauldrons so that he could have his bitches roll his cloak back.
Exactly.
That drip, dog. That
Yeah.
drip.
Now,
Why does that feel like a Victor thing to do?
you know what? Now that you mention it, I feel like I can make that happen.
You need to have an assistant that lives.
Oh, yeah, okay, never mind. I'll have my mage hand do it.
There you go.
Yeah. But the whole thing here with like Shredder is he actually looked really imposing because they used a bunch of the camera tricks, right? They shoot him from the bottom, so
Right, so it looks huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you only get the close-ups on him. It's not until later in the movie where they fuck up and do the far shot, and you're like, did Michael Jackson get armor? Like what the
But facts though.
It's a skinny
Fucking
dude.
facts. Like even with the scenes where Shredder's like interrogating Splinter, like you still only see like from the like chest up. So like he still seems imposing, especially since
right.
Splinter is hung up on a fence. Like he's still like eye to eye with him.
Yeah.
So like I definitely agree. Like the far shot did nothing for his his character here, but
I think even younger me just questioned the number of pointy items.
yeah, I definitely agree. Like.
Now, I thought his the gripping double blade thing was kind of cool.
Yeah.
However, I don't think like Shredder never used that.
You never use it because, like,
for intimidation.
if you've got that and you're like punching motherfuckers, you're really gonna fuck them up. Like he never.
Well, see, at the
He was
same
never
time,
serious.
like I think it would actually fuck him up just as much.
It probably could.
Really?
Because it's on the outside. Like, usually people this is where my weapon nerdness comes out. Usually a weapon like that is something that has you hold in your hand and it goes through your fingers.
Yeah, there's no
because it
stability.
protects your...
Yeah.
Like, for one, if you ever hold... Like, that's why brass knuckles work, is because you have something to hold in your hand.
Yeah.
So when you punch something, it doesn't break everything in your hand.
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, the pointy end was on his actual gauntlet, so odds are he's just going to push his gauntlet up.
Yeah.
Or he's going to actually manage to stab somebody with it, and then he's going to be stuck there.
Yeah. Exactly. So, like...
If you'll just give me a moment, I know you're in a lot of pain.
But see, like, that's, you know, like, something as a kid I never really paid attention to, but now I know more about certain weapons and stuff like that. I'm over here like, that's not gonna work.
Well, see, if he needs to make dinner for a lot of people, and he needs to slice the veggies real quick,
yeah.
That's true. Just run them down it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
Or like maybe even a
Chop some
juicer
shit.
a little bit. Juice
Maybe
it.
a juicing.
Yeah.
He could really shred like a meat on there as well.
Shredder.
Shredder. And I want to say that Mikey even makes the joke at the end is like, well, at least he'll never have to ask for a can opener.
Yeah.
The irony of that whole statement is, I'm pretty sure that suit would make a shitty can opener.
It really would.
You'd be fucking with that can for a while. You'd be like,
But so in this scene, like, he gives this whole speech of like how they're family and like you're here because the outside world rejects you, that type of thing.
Vin Diesel.
And
Vin Diesel didn't show up.
right,
Sam Rockwell did though.
Yes,
Sam Rockwell did show
a
up.
random cameo by Sam
17.
Rockwell.
Well, no, that wasn't a cameo. That was like one of his first acting jobs, dude.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't famous then.
Tomato.
You gotta be famous for it to be a cameo.
See, so instead of because Vin Diesel didn't show up, that means that it's the corporate version of Family.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh well, there would have been a pizza party. So
Yeah,
Oh.
it wasn't in the budget.
no, I mean the Turtles.
They ate pizza all the damn time, son.
Yeah, pizza
No, I
party.
meant the Foot Clan though.
Oh yeah, no. Well, they had to spend all that fucking money at Party City on those fucking Mark Grayson
Oh
glasses.
yeah.
God damn it.
I do kind of wonder how they made that outfit. Like, what the fuck those were?
Steel mesh.
Because I don't even think the Invincible comics existed then.
So
No.
So that means Robert Kirkman modeled Invincible's face after the Foot Clan soldiers.
Specifically from this movie.
No wonder he gets sassy.
Because I don't think they look like that
Damn.
in any other version.
They definitely don't like that in the comic because they're fucking robots.
Right.
Or not the comic, but the cartoon.
yeah,
Are they robots?
In the
I forgot
cartoon.
about that.
I think you asked that earlier.
yeah, you did. I said earlier.
Yeah, we
Me
talked about
answering
it.
then.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm having lapses of memory.
He was like, that was weeks ago.
That was weeks ago, dog. But so like he talks about them, you know, the whole family thing, and then he talks about the turtles, and how they're their enemy, and who will help me take down this enemy. And this is when Danny, little bitch boy, Sid. shows up. It was like, Master, and they don't go into an actual scene of them talking about it, but it's very clear that Danny gives up the location
Sid.
of the turtles.
He's
that
not
are-
wearing the shirt then.
He's not. He's wearing a Bob Marley shirt there.
okay.
So now he's Danny.
So Bob.
That was hilarious to this Sid.
I was waiting for like you said it, and I was like, oh no.
I finally got on.
Fuck you.
They did kind of. It was weird though how he raised the hand and the camera kind of did the
zoom in on him, like,
shake,
yeah.
the zoom shake. It was like.
Like, can you back up a tad?
With this like strange tense build-up music that really didn't give us much other than like, oh no, he's about to do something stupid.
Like, hey, my personal space, dog.
I feel like it was almost supposed to be like the reveal that he's there, even though we knew he was there.
Right. Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. At least I didn't do that.
But this is when we then we pan it back over to the turtles at April's apartment. April's at work at the current moment, and Raph is getting very upset because they haven't gone out looking for Splinter, and a verbal altercation between Raph and Leonardo goes down. Mikey and Donnie are like, fuck this shit, I'm out. I'm gonna go get some pork rinds.
Fight. Pork rinds.
Kitchen.
And they just kind of skip out, and like then the big fight happens, and then I want to say Leo says something along the lines of, "Go ahead, then leave. We don't need you." And so Raph goes up to the roof, where he does a angry cartwheel that Casey Jones happens to be on a far roof with some binoculars, who happen to fucking see Raph doing an angry cartwheel.
He's like, did that fucking turtle just do an angry cartwheel?
You mentioned it.
The fuck am I
I
seeing?
didn't see it when he did it this time, but now I remember from the childhood him just doing the cartwheel.
The angry cartwheel, yeah.
Like, all right.
I don't think I've ever done an angry cartwheel.
No, I've never done an angry
some
cartwheel.
people have their ways of coping.
Well, he needs to pick a different one
judgment.
because he got seen by not only some rando on another roof, but the Foot Clan too.
Oh yeah, the Foot Clan did show up
You make a good
and
point.
surround Raph.
That's how you get sniped.
That is how you get sniped. And they just proceed to. Oh well, Raph actually is holding his own a good bit. Like this is one of the few really good fight scenes in this movie.
Doesn't he lose his weapons like immediately?
Immediately?
He holds his own until he doesn't.
Is Raph the one that they drug up to
Yes.
the roof
Yeah.
and then tossed back?
Because
through
it's
the-
during this scene where that happens.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're fighting Raph. Raph is holding his own. Took out like a handful of them. It's like, how you guys expect to beat me? And then
They,
a
like,
whole
triple.
bunch more show up. See, that's what's really dangerous about the Foot. You don't know how many fuckers there are. There's just so many of them.
They don't know how many it's gonna take, but they know how many they're gonna bring.
Damn foot fuckers.
And so, like, this scene actually adds some validity to the Splinter getting captured scene.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
They'll
okay.
just throw bodies at you.
Yeah, they're just going to keep throwing so many Foot Clan at you until you're overpowered. So, like, that actually makes a lot of sense. But while Raph is up on the roof fighting, the rest of the Turtles are getting a tour of April's antique store and just being lighthearted and being brothers and just all that stuff. And then as they get back up to the apartment, April asked, I believe it was Donnie, and is like, "Is sure Raph's okay?" He's like, "Yeah, he does this all the time. He likes it. I'm sure he'll be back any minute now." And as he does that, they have chunked Raph's... the Foot has yeeted him through the skylight into April's apartment.
This is my favorite part of the movie, actually, I think.
Oh, yeah. Like, this is...
It's like also the best choreography.
Yeah.
For the beginning of the fight. By the end of the fight, it has devolved into, like, CW.
It really did. Like, yeah, like...
Until they ran out of choreography. They were like,
Yeah, just do stuff.
Ad-libbing.
And then Casey Jones shows up and adds a little bit more, and then...
Speaking of that, how long do you think he just sat there watching them fight?
Well,
Like,
he
on the
he
roof.
was a good bit away, so like, he'd have to go down the stairs.
It wasn't me saying he took too long. I was just curious, like, how much did he sit there and go, "Oh shit," and
think-
just stand there for a minute?
I don't think very long at all, because he was on the top of a building.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he had to, even if he had to take the elevator, that's a long time. Especially
true.
if it was like a Mass Effect elevator. And then he got to the bottom, then he had to go to their building and then take another elevator or stairs back up.
With
And
how
if
that
he-
building looked, it was stairs.
And if he took the stairs, then he was tired as shit.
Oh, yeah. And don't forget, he had to also grab his mask and his weapons.
Yeah, he had to suit up. Well,
I do think he
it
had
was
them
the
there.
90s. There would have been a phone booth. So
100%.
Yeah.
Yep, you're right.
Or they would have been hanging up somewhere, just ready to go.
But yeah, so Raph is pretty much out of this whole fight. But this is one of my favorite moments, especially from Mikey in this sequence, because then the Foot Clan jumps in through the skylight, and one of the Foot grab a set of nunchucks and just starts, doing their Jet Li thing. No, not Jet Li, Bruce Lee. And then, like, him and Mikey have, like, this weird, like, Western showdown of how good you are with nunchucks.
Yeah, do the cliche.
Despite both of them doing like the same moves over and over.
And y'all still have that theory that, like, maybe that was the same actor who's doing both.
I hope so. You're like, can you outdo yourself but in an outfit?
didn't Raiders of the Lost Ark come out like in '89? Wasn't it right before this?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I think so, though.
I thought it was like way before this.
Yeah, so I think they were probably trying to like parody the scene in that movie with the guy with the
sword, yeah.
sword, and then he
Takes out the gun.
just shoots him though.
Yeah.
I do love
That would
that.
have been hilarious if Mikey did some shit like that.
Right? Like, instead of actually doing any nunchuck work, he just goes whack and just smacks him in the face with the nunchucks.
Or he
No, he's got to
kicks
pack
a-
heat, man.
No.
Kicks a skateboard at him.
There you go. That'd be great.
81.
81. Okay, so whoa.
I was gonna say, like, that's
Christ.
way in the 80s. That's almost in the 70s.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, I didn't
I was
realize.
really up on the mic for
Those
that
movies are so good
Damn, they are.
to be that old.
You know
Oh,
what?
yeah.
Like, just the whole scene, he should have just kicked a skateboard just to
Yeah.
trip him up.
one. I don't think they had a skateboard up there.
Yeah, but if they did,
Honestly, like, one could have materialized, I would have accepted it.
Yeah, that's fair.
it would have been the most far-fetched.
I was like,
thing
yeah,
ever.
they just have them in every room.
But so then a huge fight between the three turtles and the massive amounts of Foot Clan. They're doing very well, not really getting beat up on at all, beating the fuck out of some Foot, and then they realize one of the random new guys comes in with an arm full of halberds.
Oh, yeah. All right, guys, I brought the halberd delivery. Here you go.
He's
like-
just carrying that shit like a delivery guy.
We really should be winning this. Bring up the halberd carrier. Halberd carrier!
And so they just start handing them out. And, like, literally, they're, like, chopping the floor, trying to hit the turtles as they're rolling on their shells, just, easily getting out of the way.
You know, until I realized how much they weigh, I always thought, like, whenever I rewatched this, I was like, man, it's actually a lot harder than you'd think to just chop at the floor and break the foundation. But if each of them were like 500 pounds, that makes a lot more sense.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Also, these are definitely common halberds. Like, they are not +1.
No, these are
they're
common.
not magical. They're not silver.
They might be a
Like,
negative one.
they are a -1 halberd.
Minus.
I should give that out as an item.
Yeah, a -1 halberd.
-1 halberd. That's actually
fuck?
great. Like, I'm gonna have to do that.
No, don't do that.
But then, after they knock out the dudes with the halberds, they realize more are about to jump through the roof, and it just collapses.
I think they even warned them not
He's
to.
like, yeah, I think Donnie's like, this building might be not structurally sound for your buddies to drop in, and they do it anyway, and it falls in through the floor into the antique building.
It's almost like he knew what he was talking about.
I'm going to be honest. April has terrible luck.
She really does. Like, yeah.
Was that her apartment?
Yes, that was her apartment.
During this whole movie, she lost the shop that her father owned, her apartment, her job, and damn near her life.
Yeah.
On multiple occasions.
Multiple occasions.
What a trooper.
That's true.
And, still, I don't think it's 100% positive that she knows she's not insane. After meeting, 4 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and a giant rat.
So, is this where they go off into the woods and have the collective hallucination?
Yeah,
I think so.
So after
Collective
so
hallucination.
They do
Casey
that,
Jones helps them
the
escape
ninjutsu.
from this big ass fight,
That's
and
disrespectful.
they go to I believe it's April's family farm,
Yeah.
some shit like that.
They throw a little peyote in the fire.
Yep, 100%.
I think she needs to stop bringing them to places that are hers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. See, they also escape in an old VW bus, which they then trade out for a even older truck,
Like a
Yeah.
model, I don't know what.
model whatever.
F400.
What?
What was that?
Never mind. Just
F4100.
yeah.
I think he was trying to do the Ford F-10000.
Ford F10000.
Two numbers in my mind, and they just tried to come out at the same time.
The Ford F-100.
13 F100 and 5.
It's a new model.
No, the Ford F-10000 can hold like 200 of those trucks. In the glove
But
box.
while they're at this farm, they're just trying to reconnect a bit. April is drawing a bunch of really nice pictures.
They're all right.
Yep.
But this is where
drowning
one of the
Ralph.
most disturbing scenes of the whole movie happens,
Yeah.
where Raph is being attended to by Leo. He wakes up and fucking Donnie and April walk into the room. Hold on, let me finish.
Okay.
Let him cook.
And
Let him cook.
let him cook. Donnie makes this weird joke of, it's a Kodak moment because him and Raph and Leo are hugging it out, making up after their fight.
To our younger viewers, a Kodak.
God.
It used to be a camera, and you could use it, and you could take a photo, and it would immediately spit out a little photo, a little picture.
You had to shake it.
Yeah, you had to shake it.
That's a Polaroid.
I know it's a Polaroid, but Kodak had those.
Yeah, but Kodak is more commonly the ones where you had to do it a
disposable,
whole bunch and then wait
That's
2 months
true.
for your shit to come in.
You got exactly 33 photos, and the button was really sensitive. So if you went click, click, that was 2. And then you had to take that
not the
shit.
one I did, because for mine, you had to wind that shit to the next one before you could click again.
Well, see, I had the winded ones too, but sometimes you would click it and it would click.
That is true. I've had that happen with disposable
Because
cameras
they were
before.
cheapo
Yeah.
disposable.
Yeah. So you had to take these shits to like Walmart or Kmart was also a thing then. And then like it would be like a few days, and then you would come pick up an envelope of photos.
And you don't even know if they look good or not.
Yeah, you had to pay
You
for
had no
them.
display.
You had no way of knowing if they looked good. Like you just had to buy them.
You probably had at least 2 that were of just your pocket.
Yeah.
on a wall or whatever.
So yeah, think Photoshop more of a photo shop. Like
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway,
So Donnie makes this, cheesy joke, and him and April begin to laugh. And this is the infamous scene that the internet has blown up with, where you see Donnie open his mouth, his puppet mouth, and you can see the eyes and mouth of the actor inside. And it is so creepy. We watched it, 4 or 5 times?
it was awful.
We kept trying to pause it to get a good picture.
Oh, yeah.
I was just asking about that, and we're all like, "Yeah, it's in the second one."
Yeah, I was sure it was in the second movie.
So,
Honestly, I'd forgotten all about it. And then he was like, oh, yeah, I don't remember which movie it was in, whatever. And then all of a sudden it
immediately
fucking
afterwards,
like
happens.
it right there. You saw it. Y'all missed it at first. I'm like,
You
yo.
pointed it out.
Yeah,
It was so
No, I'm
disturbing.
like, y'all have to see that because I saw it. Now y'all have to see it in real time.
Oh, yeah, it was very disturbing. And I'm...
Y'all ain't getting away with this shit. No,
Yeah.
no,
Just
no.
look it up, by the way.
Yeah, look it up, guys. It's very terrifying.
I mean, it's kind of like fuck them for having him do an Elmo laugh anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the head back and the mouth wide open.
Yeah. You knew that was going to happen. How did you not know?
You knew we were gonna see second mouth.
Second mouth
mouth.
and second eyes.
Second air mouth. It wouldn't be so bad.
Second mouth.
Second mouth.
Oh,
That
God.
fucking alien mouth.
They
Alien
replayed this xenomorph turtle,
His eyes were so far
a
apart.
xenoturtle, if you will.
What, like they were almost on the same level as his mouth.
It was
Some
pretty rough.
optical illusion happened, and it did not look normal.
It was awful. Is this the point in time where the kid decides he's gonna be good and reveal Splinter's location to them?
No,
I
we
think
haven't got there technically yet.
I think
we
he
forgot about
talked
the
to Splinter.
peyote scene.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. We didn't talk. Yeah, we didn't talk about that. Yeah, so shared hallucination peyote scene.
Yeah, so now that the turtles are all together again because Raph is healed, Leonardo goes to meditate and he hears Splinter's voice in his head. Okay,
He does.
so he just feels that
Fucking-
he definitely feels deep within his soul that Splinter's alive.
Pretentious.
And runs in while the rest of them are playing. I believe it's Trivia Pursuit, but they're playing a board game, and Leo clearly bursts open in Cosmo Kramer entrance.
It's a great Kramer entrance.
It was a great Kramer entrance. However, he decides to run and step all over their stuff.
Like an asshole.
We have a mission. Our father is missing. We don't have time for that shit.
It's a board game.
It's decorum, sir. We have manners.
Yeah, no, he is not wrong. He actually is very correct in this.
So they care more about a board game than Splinter.
Yeah, clearly.
No, that is not it.
That's
But see, all right, so say one of you come running up and say, oh, our potentially dead father is alive. And yeah, we all think he's alive, sure. But
I would not give 2 shits about you stepping on a board game in front of me.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd be like, oh shit, he's alive.
Yeah.
but see,
Let's fucking go.
so
Yeah.
here's my fucking thing. How do you fucking know he's telling the truth? And he's just not dreaming.
Because he's Leo and he's the leader.
Oh my
I don't
God.
know that motherfucker knows how to run.
Oh, no.
He doesn't get the Batman.
No, Leo doesn't get Batman.
He doesn't
He doesn't
get
get
Batman.
Batman.
He doesn't know how to
get
lie.
Because
Yeah, has he ever lied to them before?
That doesn't mean he could be mistaken.
Like that's different than being wrong.
Like if we don't have physical proof right in front of us of how this is true,
he just fucking.
I just had a dream that he's alive.
A vision.
First off, that's not the same thing at all. Vision, maybe. Dream, no.
I'm just saying.
It could have been a daydream.
He like felt him with his meditation.
I'm not saying that's what happened.
That's
I'm
ninja
just
powers.
saying he has to be more communicative about how that information is given
Where
across
did he get these powers,
to help
first of
us
all?
fully believe that.
He's a fucking ninja, and he's the leader. He has the power of ninja.
God damn it! No.
Yeah, he does. It's in the title.
That is the actual explanation for it, though.
Yeah.
He's a ninja.
He's a. I don't know if you're aware of this
They're
or not.
very
But
spiritualistic.
he is a teenager, a mutant, a ninja, and a turtle.
Actually, in England, he's not a ninja. He's a hero.
That's actually true. That ninja was also one of the things they couldn't do.
Were they playing this board game in England? No. Then, you know what?
All I'm saying is there could have been a level of like, hey, I need to talk to you guys. Can you please stop what the fuck you're doing? Let's do this.
So you want a teenager. You want a teenager to think clearly and critically.
A turtle.
But
And a turtle.
the stepping on the board game was blatant disrespect.
Because like he bursts open the door and stops, then runs in to step
It
all over their
steps-
shit.
It steps on that
A
shit.
very clear teenager thing.
Let's be very clear also. This is not like they just got a brand new copy of like Monopoly and this motherfucker stepped on the money. This is not even their board game. They found it in this rickety ass house.
I'm just saying. Like it was very blatant in my opinion, and he could have been a little more respectful.
This guy knows that he doesn't get in trouble.
You know what? I kind of.
Probably Parcheesi or some shit.
Honestly, yeah, he's definitely got some some eldest privilege or some bullshit.
It's a favoritism.
Okay.
Projecting
The
much?
leader.
So
I'm the eldest in my family.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying he was not out of line here. At all.
I don't do this very often, but I'm gonna talk to the viewers. What do you guys think on that? Who do you think's in the wrong on this? Which side of the table are you on?
Let us know in the comments why you think Leo is the best turtle.
That too, I guess. But
Yeah.
But anyway, after this blatant disrespect,
This is when they do the peyote.
they do the peyote and go have a campfire. And see, Donnie and Mikey got the right idea. They bring in marshmallows and shit to this, like
And
just in
then
case it
fucking
backfires.
kill Leo.
I think the reason this doesn't mess with me is because I like anime so much.
Also, is it Mikey that has the tree limb with the marshmallows on it?
No,
like
that's
four.
It's Donnie. It's
Okay,
actually
like
Donnie.
that
four
shit
fucking-
doesn't work. Okay, like
It doesn't. It really doesn't.
Two
But
of
at
them
the
are on
same
fire.
time, yeah.
Yeah.
But they have this peyote wet dream of
We watched it different.
Wet drink. Why did it become wet?
I did not know there was a VR grandpa in this one.
no, but like so the fire turns blue and a almost like Force Ghost.
Yeah, giant Force Ghost of Splinter.
The
Splinter shows
spirit
up.
Of it, but okay.
They pan to Splinter. Fucking Shredder walks up with the VR headset. He's like, "You're not prepared for this." And Splinter's like, "No, actually, this is kind of nice." And then there's like 40 minutes of that.
But this is where it is revealed that Splinter is alive to them, and it's very spiritual. Still didn't make a whole lot of sense to me now.
It's a cool
and
moment.
It
but
is a
doesn't
cool
make
moment,
sense.
but in my head, it doesn't make as much sense as it made to you two.
I mean, yeah, may the plot be with them.
Yeah.
Fair.
Admittedly, when I was younger, I was just like, "What's happening?"
Like, yeah, I guess this is happening now.
But they do go back to New York City at this point and confront the Foot, and they're kicking their fucking ass, like all through the city. And
Well, you also missed that they did some training in the foresty area and another cartwheel.
there was a lot of cartwheeling, dude.
Mm-hmm. It's a
They
nice.
had to show it off because they could show how mobile the suit was.
I will actually say that is fairly impressive.
Yeah,
It really is.
because those suits were probably not
Can't
forgiving.
do a cartwheel without a suit.
I used to be able to. I don't know if I still can.
Yeah,
I haven't been given it a shot lately, so I'm not going to say.
All right, after this, we all just do cartwheels.
Nope.
Nope.
That's
I love
what
how
just
collectively
do
we're like,
all my
nope.
spare time is do cartwheels and fail.
You think you'd be able to do it by now, then?
No.
No, because then at this point it becomes a bit for him, so he just got to commit to the bit.
Yeah.
Gotta commit to the bit.
Bit.
That's superhero only rule number 11. I just added that. I don't think I have the permission to add things, but
You're on the committee,
It's
right?
an amendment.
Until it's caught, it's
yeah,
fine.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Ain't nobody here to stop me presently.
Nope.
Part of me wondered if he would just the door just swings open
Junior
and he's just standing there.
No. Junior just slowly fucking chucking turns.
Fuck that mess.
I would throw Brendan on top of it.
Yeah.
I would
Fuck
give me
that
time
shit,
to
I'm
leave.
out.
Fuck that shit. I'm out. You were saying.
So at this point, the Turtles are fighting all the Foot Clan in the open street. Casey has went with Danny. Sorry, Sid.
It's so weird to just hear him called Casey. Not Casey Jones, just Casey.
That's his first name.
I know,
first
but
name.
it's like
It's not like a Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah,
you can
but,
just say
like-
part of it.
Yeah.
I know, but it's just weird.
And I mean, he's not a dentist. We can't call him Dr. Jones. So.
I mean, we can.
No,
It's pretty.
No, there's already a Dr. Jones.
there's already
The fuck is Dr. Jones?
Indiana. Anyway,
Oh, that guy.
9 years previously it came out.
Anyway, Casey infiltrates the casino skate park for children, and goes to find Splinter with Sid, and they are able to do so. But they're intercepted by Tatsu, which is the right hand man to Shredder, the guy who just goes the whole time.
Or shows teeth and goes,
Disguise.
"Arr."
Yeah, he has two faces, not like Harvey Dent.
Fair enough.
He has angry and angry with teeth.
Angry with teeth. And he also apparently can use the Force because he holds out his hand a bit and goes, meh.
And it signals all of his goons. Also, we did glance over the fact that earlier in the movie, I forget why he was angry. I think he failed in some way. But he just started beating up the
he
kids.
just throws a tantrum,
Oh, yeah,
bro.
yeah.
He throws like Shredder said something to him, and he throws a goddamn tantrum and just beats the shit out of everybody. Everybody.
And I want to say he pimp-handed somebody really hard
He
and knocked
pimp-handed
him.
Four of
and
them.
he died.
Did he die?
I'm pretty
No, I
sure
think he almost
they
died.
implied that he died.
No, the one dude, they implied that he died. Yeah.
Like, 'cause
Yeah,
felt
like,
the
he
pulse,
backhanded
and he looked
the
up
shit
and
out of
he
him.
had that look on his face. Like,
Oh shit! Maybe I read that room wrong.
Like that the way you looked up like that though kind of reminded me of Scott Pilgrim versus the World, where she gets punched in the face and her
You punched the highlights.
yeah, that's
Fortunately, Brie Larson is not in this movie. So. Actually, she probably would have been like fucking 10 or something.
yeah. So she could have been just as a child actor somewhere.
Turns out it's in the background.
No, we would have known, I think.
I'm pretty sure she's close to our age.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Well, in that case,
that's a
she would have
fairly
been,
big range.
Really young.
Wow. Disrespect.
So, but at this point, Tatsu intercepts Casey, Splinter, and Sid, and beats the shit out of Casey for a good 2-3 minutes.
He gets a golf club, though.
But then Casey gets a golf club, and honestly,
He
I think
kicks him in the dick, though, too.
he did kick Casey
That's a
Jones.
low
yeah,
blood, so
yeah.
it's
Dick kick.
pretty fucked up.
Very, very big.
Blatant dick kicking.
You know, he-
But
be
as soon
honest,
as Casey got a weapon in his hand, that it was a some sort of sports
tool,
implement.
yeah.
Yeah. He gained his superpower.
Yeah.
It's a super-
Where, so he
Send him
hits him in
flying.
the stomach one time, and that put him down for the count for a second, and then he goes 4, and launches him through the air into a pile of boxes.
As one does in the
Superpower.
90s.
Superpower.
He has very specific criteria to be able to activate the superpower properly.
But honestly, it's still cool.
yeah,
I'm down for this. I can see this being a superpower. I would love to have.
It would be
actually.
a
I don't know about love
signature
to have,
move.
but I'd use it.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't love to have it, but if that's the one I woke up with, I would use it, yeah.
I would take any superpower that I wake up with. I mean,
That's
first off, most of the time you can't get it.
Let's
Most of the
be
time, let me
very
finish.
careful.
Most of the time, you can't choose whether you have it or not.
Oh,
So
that's true.
you can't get rid of it. So if I woke up with it, I'm stuck with it.
Okay.
That's true, yeah.
Okay. But at this point, the Turtles have made their way up to a rooftop, beating the fuck out of the
Everybody.
Foot Clan, and good old can opener himself shows up. by
Doesn't
some
he-
sort. He floats down almost.
Yeah.
All right, so it's technically, I think, a jump down, but they slow mode it, so it looked like he's
Ninja
hovering
powers.
down.
Slow fall.
And he's also got this double-sided pike, like made of steel,
Yeah, it's weird.
that he's wielding, and they're like, okay, this dude seems, formidable, I suppose, and they all single attack him, which made no sense to me, but
I mean, that was a trope in the 90s.
It's also
And
a
just
lot
in
harder
movies.
to multi-person to attack somebody from the same angle.
That's true, especially when you're a big ass 500-pound turtle.
that's true.
When I was a kid, I always wanted Donnie to take the staff Shredder had and like upgrade his shitty one. To
Oh, that'd be
that
kind of
one,
cool.
You know?
But that goes against the reason why Splinter gave him the
I
staff
know.
to begin with.
I know.
Which I don't even know if we've even talked about that.
We
No,
have
but
not.
you should enlighten
By all
us.
means.
Okay, so-
Regale us with this.
So
Nerd out.
the theory
Nerd
is that the reason why Splinter gave these weapons is based off of their personalities. So it's to counteract their extreme on the other side. So Raph being the hothead, he gives them the size, which is typically known as a highly defensive weapon, so he can't be as aggressive, and teaches him more control that way. Leo, being the compassionate one, is given the most deadly weapon. So ultimately, that just kind of speaks for itself. Like, okay, the compassionate one will only use that when it's absolutely necessary.
Right.
Donnie, being the brainiac that he is, and the tech guy, he was given the most simplistic weapon, a stick.
Which is also the strongest of the four of them.
That is, that's true.
A quarterstaff is like one of the best simple weapons.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is. And then Mikey, being the very much the ADHD on the spectrum guy.
Never put that together.
Maybe that's why I identify with him so much.
Oh, same. But he's given the nunchucks, which are the one.
Go on, we didn't say anything.
You know what? I'm not going to acknowledge them.
Keep going.
But anyway, Michelangelo was given the nunchucks, which is a weapon that takes a lot more focus and control, so he has to zone himself in. That is why they are given each weapon.
Makes sense.
But yeah.
No, I mean, that's actually fantastic. I didn't really know that until tonight. I don't think.
I think I remember hearing
I knew it from a few years
a
ago.
line like somewhere along those
Also,
lines.
I'm pretty sure it's not a theory. I think it was actually in one of the sources.
Oh, was it?
I think so. I don't know.
So
Our
where I saw
specialist
from
isn't
it,
here.
so where I saw it was like on a TikTok, but then I was like, that makes way too much sense to not be headcanon for me,
Yeah.
so I make it that way.
I think I knew that information at one point, and it probably got deleted for some like Cosmere shit.
Probably.
There was a lot
Make
of
room
that.
for that.
Yeah.
Well, now we have it on recording, so you just go back and check if you
Yeah, I can just go back and check.
You have it in your copper.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I didn't have
Copper mine?
my copper mine back
Yeah.
then, but now I do. So I
Yeah.
got it in there. Yeah.
There you go, 100%. But yeah, so the turtles are now fighting Shredder one-on-one, each of them getting their butt kicked. And I want to say even Mikey was like, at what point did we lose control here?
That was a good line.
Yeah.
I mean, well, it's probably when fucking armored Michael Jackson walked out.
Yeah, it's
Because
whenever
this
he
is where
touched-
that bar shot we get of
Yeah.
Shredder. It like he's a lot shorter than initially we thought.
I mean, I don't know.
This motherfucker rolled up to a fucking martial arts fight in some feety pajamas.
he kind of
He
did.
was styling.
But he has Batman gauntlets.
But he still won.
He's got Batman gauntlets, Batman shin guards, and Batman pauldrons. Like,
That's true.
And the thing is,
and
I'm gonna be
sparkly
honest.
pajamas.
He technically won every fight he was in,
yeah.
Except Splinter, yeah.
except Splinters.
Well,
And that
technically,
wasn't-
that wasn't a fight. That was just a misdirection that
Yeah,
went wrong.
And, he lost
It is
his
a little funny
powers
though that he
when-
did immediately what.
Leonardo did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then
so
he got
I did
heated
make
for
this
it.
this thing like so when you attack someone like that just like when you attack one-on-one, you don't really just charge in usually and just dive at someone. Leonardo, I felt, make a very serious lapse in judgment on this attack,
He's a teenager.
and he basically does a two-handed sword dive and then immediately gets swatted out of the air.
Yeah.
It was risky business.
It was very
Yeah, yeah.
risky
He
business.
did not get that biscuit.
He did not. However,
He got made into a biscuit.
yeah.
As a matter of fact, when that scene happens, that is when Shredder is actually pointing the point of this pike into Leo's
And then
throat.
you see all of his teeth. Like,
His terrifying turtle teeth.
yeah.
Well, because whenever he first jumps at him and gets smacked, he doesn't actually point the thing at him. He does it like again and gets knocked down.
Yeah, but I mean, either way, like he gets Leo attacks, Shredder gets him down, and this is where Splinter shows back up. Like, because at this point, Casey's made it up to the street level, and he brought Splinter with him, but he turned his back for 5 seconds, and Splinter's gone.
Ninja.
Exactly.
That he learned from a birdcage.
Yeah, this is where Splinter shows up in the Shredder fight, right?
Yeah.
And then we get the awful fucking reveal.
You mean the second best scene?
Oh no, where he's mimicking
That's
his master
the greatest.
in the bird cage, rat cage. Bird,
Yeah,
rat cage.
it's definitely rough, and like the story, like because it's all like just solid black
But did
behind everything.
He didn't have the rage.
Shut up. I got that reference. I'm pretty sure Caleb did. I'm not sure if you did or not. It's a Smashing Pumpkins
I
song.
don't know which one of these buttons would do you, but if I did, I would press it. Nope, he doesn't get that.
Don't
Yeah,
just push
there
the.
we go.
That'll work. That'll work.
There we go.
I'll say if you push the wrong one, you cannot cancel it.
I know the top ones are the ones that go forever.
Yeah, okay. There we go. So, yeah, no, that was awful. This scene was terrible. This was the, you killed my father, prepare to die, Temu edition.
Yeah. I was about to be like, no, I really liked that scene.
The ridiculousness where he's like, I am the rat from your past or whatever, and fucking Shredder is like, geez, where do I remember a fucking rat from?
Oh,
Damn,
the scar
that's
right
crazy.
here. Huh.
Yeah, the only reason why he wears the face mask is because to cover up the massive scar that Splinter left on
I
his
know that's
face.
the reason. He just might want to look cool.
He was,
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. He did have the drip, but
oh yeah, he was like, new mask, who dis?
But then you get the reveal of, I believe his name is Iroko Saki, is his real name. And he takes off the mask, and you see the gnarly scar. He's like, I will start what I should have done to you. What was it? I will finish what I started with your ear.
How many rat ears did he cut off to where he couldn't remember this specific?
Yeah, how many rats did he fight?
Also, I'm just gonna point out too, if I've never murdered anyone, but if I had, and they had a pet rat that did karate at me, I would make sure to kill said rat.
Yeah,
Fucking same. Yeah, like he just chops off his ear.
even if it doesn't do karate at me, but it scratches the shit out of my face like that, I'm probably still taking it out.
I'm probably kicking it across the
Didn't
fucking
seem to
canyon or
really
something.
Be affected too much. He was just like, ow, my ear.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, this is some fucking origin story shit,
Like, he didn't even make a sound when he had his ear cut off.
All right, so what if the
He's a
superpower
rat.
that you got was every time you sneezed, you summoned a Yakuza hurricane?
God,
I would keep Pepper on me.
Okay. Anyway,
Damn it.
I would turn into chaos.
I hate you, Caleb. We were on a roll, man, and you had to.
all right, let's do it. So the Shredder fight with Splinter.
Not really a fight, but yeah.
Yeah,
So
Splinter's the fucking business.
Yeah.
So Shredder getting all pissed off because he's realizing that this mutated rat that's standing in front of him is the tiny rat that he chopped off the ear of and then clawed up his face. He does this strange jousting charge where he holds his spear out like this and runs. And all Splinter does is takes one of Michelangelo's nunchucks, wraps it around, and sidesteps him, and he's dangling off the edge of this
It
building.
seems like once he takes off that mask, he loses all his aura and all his just,
Like,
intimidation. And he's just like,
also all his
Keep
skills.
saying
All
the
of his
aura
skill.
thing.
He does say a lot. So as Shredder's like hanging off the edge of the building, he's like, "Oh, this is the rat that does karate." It's that rat.
That's not any of the other rats.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, well, I got to kill it real quick. Hold on, let me get my back knife.
Yeah, my back
down.
dagger that, killed a TV with it
Baby
previously.
knife.
I don't think that's one. It could have been the one. Either way, it's
Doesn't matter. Either way.
It's his tanto.
To be honest, in 1990, it would have been possible to sink the tip of a knife into a TV screen and it still work. Because the TV screen would have been like that fucking thick.
That's true. That's true. If he only got like a little bit of the tanto in there.
Yeah. The tube was like way deep in that bitch.
Oh, yeah.
Also, interestingly enough, I know you'll at least like this, Oz, is that I got really loud. The reason the reason he had that knife, incidentally, is in case he dishonors himself and has to,
what is it? Bushido, correct?
Sudoku.
Sudoku. Yeah.
Sudoku.
Seppuku.
Sudoku.
God damn it. I love how we continue to say the wrong thing even though you said it correctly.
No, I said it correctly, and then I said, I want it Sudoku.
Anyway.
I want it to be Sudoku.
He throws this dagger at Splinter. I don't think you fully realized that if he let go of one side of that nunchuck, he's letting him go.
I think he knew.
Okay.
I think he knew.
You think maybe he didn't know there was a trash compactor directly below?
That's
him?
part of it, I'm sure.
He
but
thought
I think,
it was a Dodge Charger. He's like, damn it, I could have sworn this was a Dodge Charger.
What the fuck is with this guy?
I don't think he cared. That's the thing.
So
I don't
there's
think
a
he cared.
real life thing where someone fell off of like a fucking 8-story building and landed on a Dodge Charger.
They weren't okay, but they lived.
They were okay by his definition of
That's
I'm
true,
okay.
actually.
Yeah, they had like minor injuries. And yeah, they like the car's suspension basically like absorbed almost all the fall. I think they had like a couple like minor fractures.
Yeah, that's okay.
Which for falling 8 stories
Yeah,
is
that's okay.
wild.
For, like,
100%.
well, you're alive and you're not missing limbs or,
Like impaled?
Yeah, like they, I don't even think they had to like stay like, but maybe like 2 days at the hospital, and they were out.
fine.
But yeah, I think Shredder, he was too full of rage and did not care what happened to him. He just wanted to take Splinter out.
Because I can kind of see that because like Shredder was at this point was like, there's no way I'm getting out of this.
That's also possible.
So I'm going to just take out this rat.
Yeah.
And luckily, fucking Splinter is fast as fuck. Boy. And as the dagger comes flying up, he releases one side of the nunchucks, releasing Shredder into the trash compactor and catches the knife.
I will say, they did a really good job on the puppet for this one because he legitimately looked like it was a reflex grab and then he goes, oh no.
Oh yeah, it's like, oh, oopsie.
Well,
Splinter was such a badass, man. You gotta think, this motherfucker's been chained to a fence for like days with no food.
I would say probably not fed at all.
And then still was wrecking shit.
and right
A few days, like it's probably closer to a week.
Yeah,
because like the turtles went to the fucking farm for
yeah,
a while,
yeah.
so
For at least a night.
And he still like effortlessly finished off the BBEG, like no problem.
It's that mandatory cutscene.
That's right. Yeah.
And then, so this is where the main, like this is where Casey Jones has crushed the helmet of
the can opener.
The can opener, yeah, with this
Became a
this
can
trash
crusher.
compactor. And then at this point, this is where everything kind of comes to a head of all the cops that finally showed up, the reporters.
It's always like in those movies, like the cops show up at the end.
Oh, of course. And
Yeah,
then
he's like Angel Grove police.
April gets her job back with some extra perks, and her and Casey make out for, honestly, they probably shouldn't have because, they are very toxic for one another.
Yeah.
But, that's
In the 90s, that's just love banter.
And then Splinter says Cowabunga.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Because they were all discussing on which word to say for their excitement cheer for winning this fight.
And they hadn't said it all movie.
They hadn't said it all movie, and that is like their big, that is their Avengers Assemble.
When I was a kid, and my mother will verify this, we were in like a nice restaurant, and I got up on the table and yelled that shit.
Cowabunga!
Yeah. It did not have the same reaction.
No.
You don't say.
that Splinter had in the end of this movie.
Well, so here's the thing. I think if that happened today, like with, like a child today, I think the majority of the adults in the fucking place would do, chant it back at them.
Yeah, I mean, if we were in said restaurant, I would at least applaud.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I'd chuckle.
Yeah, the old fucks in like '92 or whatever.
No,
they did not.
They did not give a shit about. Like boomers don't care about nostalgia.
Yeah, it was not good. It was not good at all. Pretty sure I had a bad time.
But then we get this really dope ass rap song about Ninja Turtles afterwards.
awful.
It was very bad.
I don't know why you use afraid quotes. I thought it was very dope.
You need to just stop talking about that at all. Like, yeah. But so this is the plot of the original Ninja Turtles live action movie. So I guess are we gonna score this or
yeah, it's your movie. You go first.
So I'm gonna have to factor in nostalgia, bias.
Cheese pizza.
The pizza did help the viewing.
And it wasn't like
You mad that you still mad I brought cheese pizza?
No. I mean, I just that's like the cheese. I think is it Mikey that really likes the cheese pizza and that yeah. More in the cartoon, not yeah.
plus he's a pretty cheesy.
I still love pretty much everything about this movie except for a handful of very not so good flashback scenes. So I'm gonna have to give this movie a 7.
Really? I was expecting higher.
Like I'm not unrealistic. Like I know this movie doesn't like hold up to today's standards, but at the same time, I still enjoy it every time I watch it. I literally watch it once a year. Sometimes I even watch Secret of the Ooze just if I'm feeling peckish.
Yeah.
Do you then watch Turtles in Time?
Most of the time, I just kind of opt out of that one.
Okay, yeah, fair.
You guys can't see it, but the hurt in his eyes.
I do the exact same.
Watch Turtles in Time? Like I know that's a game, but
Isn't that the third movie?
no.
The third movie.
Is that what it's called?
Yes.
I think the game is based on the movie, isn't it?
Yeah. So I do that with Never Ending Story. Actually, like I'll watch the first one, and then I'll be like, oh, but I really want to see certain parts of the second one.
Yeah.
And then I'll watch the second one, and then that's definitely always.
Yeah.
I always
Don't watch
forget
the
the third one exists.
Yeah, I didn't know that it existed until I
You
was
don't
like
wanna
already
watch
an
Jack
adult.
Black?
Yeah, and then so I think both Kay and I had never seen that movie, and we start watching it, and we're like, "Oh, Jack Black is in this. Oh, he's the villain. This is going to be no, and then click, and I turned it off.
Damn.
So,
like I saw bits and pieces, and I was like, no, I'm not sitting through this shit.
I'm pretty sure I saw it once.
So, Brendan, you go next. I'm going to go ahead and preface this and let all the homies know that this motherfucker gave the Transformers movie a 10. So, anyway, proceed.
That's what it deserved, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, it's your score. You do what you want.
I admit this whole.
I'm prepping them for whatever this is going to be. Go ahead.
I mean, they understand the nostalgia.
They do now.
Neverending Story 3 was released in 94.
Uh-huh.
Someone could technically pick it. Wait, no, it's technically a franchise, isn't it?
It is. There's multiple.
So it has to be 30.
Major franchise?
It had to be 30.
We're safe.
No, we're not safe. It's been 30 years.
Oh yeah, math. Math.
Yeah.
Fuck, we ain't safe. Somebody could use it.
I have it in my back pocket as ammo. Like if anybody wants to fuck around and
I thought you were
and
using
break
Fan
the
Force
truce.
stick as a.
I will
please
say,
don't. No one break this fucking
Fan Force
truce.
Stick we're watching that anyway, and
I will
Fan
say-
Force Stick's not old enough.
I feel like I should. I'm not good planning on using it, but if I do end up doing it, I feel like I should have one free pass on that of like a bad movie because I did nothing to deserve watching all of the other shit.
Neither did I.
I'm giving a warning for my second movie.
What?
Captain America.
That
94.
wasn't me.
That
was 1990, and that was Ace. I had nothing to do with that. I've never seen that.
That wasn't a
I watched
personal
that
pick.
movie.
Christmas special.
Okay, the holiday special. Okay, fine. Brendan, go ahead.
Yeah, just a impressive. I don't know. My second movie is not a breaking of the truce to me.
Your score.
Of this movie, please.
I know.
That's what we were getting at.
I know. I'm getting there. Let me cook.
Well, see, here's the thing. You're not cooking, dog. Like, you're simmering at best.
Yeah, the burner ain't on.
Yeah, I just have a lot. I do have a lot of nostalgia for this. So, there's not much really I could say better than he did. Just one of the movies I used to watch over and over. Remember frontwards and backwards. My favorite version of Ninja Turtles. Pretty much, I don't really even like the cartoon very much, other than the opening, to be honest. Or much of
I
it.
actually have very few memories of the actual cartoon.
I mean, they were very early in the 80s, so I mean...
Like, I remember watching
85.
it and remember loving it, but I don't remember a whole hell of a lot of any plots or anything.
I just remember characters like Krang and the...
Bebop, Rocksteady.
Yeah, I
And
love the
Shredder.
cartoon, yeah.
But
Didn't they have a cartoon movie, too?
Yes.
And they had a lot of cartoon movies.
And I also played the hard as fuck NES
Nintendo,
game.
yes,
There's like a
Dude,
few.
yes.
where
Never
the
beat that.
cover art had them as their original, like with all of them have the red masks.
And they
Yeah.
had it was actually like a really advanced game for the time because they had like the world map, of the city. And then
Unfortunately,
you would go around
that
and-
game and an NES is sitting at my parents' place, probably dying slowly.
Have you ever made it past the second level?
I don't remember.
Because the first level's like pretty easy. And then you have
I
the
have made it past the
underwater,
first one.
Is it
the
sewer level?
electric.
I think I did make it past that, but maybe not anything worse.
The second level.
That's bringing back so many memories.
Underwater electric sea moss or whatever, and that shit's horrifying. Anyway, your score.
I would give it probably an 8.3.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's lower than I thought you were going to give it.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
The Homie Dylan.
5.
Damn.
That's you just.
Damn.
That's it. No.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Here it comes.
how much time we got left on this? thing?
Nostalgia is a motherfucker.
Technically
How
infinite.
much time we got on this card? No, it's not infinite. There's SD's card in there. It's probably like 90 hours though.
Yeah, but that thing's got like nothing going on it.
Yeah, that's true. It'll be all right. So anyway, no,
How big is this damn thing? Sorry.
I was not entertained. There were parts of this movie that I liked, and it brought back like some nostalgia from it or whatever. I really loved this movie as a kid, folks. It's just a sign of the times, though. I don't think it held up. I enjoyed parts of the soundtrack. I thought that Splinter was still just as cool as he ever was.
Still best Splinter.
Yeah, by far. I fucking miss Jim Henson puppetry.
I do too.
It shit was just really good. As a matter of fact, you know what? I might see when Muppet Treasure Island came out and pick that for mine.
Ooh, bro.
For
My
sure.
favorite version of that movie.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah.
It's actually my favorite Muppet movie.
That's the best fucking Muppet movie. Christmas Carol is close.
Tim
though.
Curry? That's
Yeah,
my
say
yeah.
that's-
Christmas Carol is close.
Christmas
was my
Carol and it
first
kind of swapped a lot for me as a
Tim
kid.
Curry movie.
Yeah.
Like for which one I liked more.
I think that was my first Tim Curry movie.
I think Home
Because
Alone.
he was
not mine.
Blackbeard, wasn't he?
Home Alone 2 was my first Tim Curry movie, but this would have been close second.
I don't know what my first one was for him.
Ferngully, but
Fern-
I didn't know it was Tim
Yeah,
Curry.
Ferngully
He
definitely
Yeah,
did
Ferg
not
definitely.
know.
It was definitely my first, but yeah, I
didn't
agree.
have to go that hard.
He really didn't. God.
And in Tim Curry fashion, he did.
Yeah.
Hell, that might need to be on the list, dog. Like some
Ferngully.
Ferngully.
Mine
Yeah,
might have
yeah.
been Clue.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, well, I didn't watch Clue
yeah,
until way
yeah,
later
way
in my
yeah.
life. So
I've seen Clue.
I think I kind of
Really?
gotta do Muppet Treasure Island now
Bro.
after that reaction.
It's
well
good.
worth the watch, and it
Yeah,
still holds
yeah.
up because I actually watched it earlier this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll watch anything with Tim Curry.
That being said, I'm gonna give this movie a 5.5 out of 10.
Oh,
Did I?
that was
really
actually a
drop the
lot
lowest
higher
score?
than I was expecting you to give it.
I gave what was it? The last season of Umbrella Academy a 3.5, and that shit actively enraged me. This movie just, I was just there. So
I mean, I think I gave one of the Justice League X Ruby ones like a 2.
the lowest score I've ever given, besides that Umbrella Academy one, is the Dune 84 Dune. I gave it a 1.
Yeah.
So
I had the
we
record
didn't actually
previously.
score Howard the Duck, but that is definitely my 1. Honestly, it's probably a negative 1.
Well, I would have gave Dune 84 like a 0 or like a 0.5, and Ace was like, bro, that's just like getting an F+. but yeah, like it had Patrick Stewart in it, so I was like, the 1 is for him, and that's it.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's just out of respect for a fucking legend.
I'm still hurt by your score on Transformers.
What did I give Transformers, like a 4.5?
No, not yours. His.
Mine, because mine was the lowest on that
It was like
review.
That movie was fucking garbage.
It was bad, dude.
See,
That was one of the worst things. Like, if I had seen that movie as a kid, I I wouldn't have liked it as a child.
Really?
Also,
I loved Beast Wars as a kid, and I even liked Beast Machines, but I never.
You liked Beast Machines? Ew.
It was better than that.
No,
movie.
no.
so for one, I'm not much of a car guy. Two, fucking giant robots.
Yeah, exactly.
Against like if it and honestly, I think didn't they have a kaiju too?
Yeah, they had giant robots.
I mean,
they had
everything
They had combiners.
fight.
So that's
And
what I'm
they had
saying.
a
Like
planet-
all
I
things
mean,
that I dislike about a lot of tropey shit is like you got
Is a planet-sized robot a kaiju?
I would
doesn't
never wish it upon you, but I do wish you were here because I would love to have seen your reaction to the shit where the guy gets off the bike and like the bike transforms.
that was the greatest fucking part.
And the dude turns into the bike and then they pull off.
When we're
The
done, pull up the clip.
Okay, yes, we'll do it out there so everyone.
yeah.
So
And
I
it's to
think
Weird Al.
we have exceeded the length of the movie here, so I think we
Yeah.
We do that a lot.
yeah.
Par for the course.
But yeah, so how do we wrap this thing up? That's all. Nope, that's something else.
No.
But until next time.
No.
This has been enough. No.
Hey, I've always enjoyed Cowabunga.
Yes.
No, I don't want. Oh,
You gotta do it.
Okay.
I mean, if you can
just for this,
Yes.
we will wrap it up with a motherfucking choral Cowabunga on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Cowabunga!